comes in here
and you're
bitching and
trying to
whining,
distract
never
from
answers
it.
questions,
You're
and
rodeo
expects you
clowning.
to answer his.
You're
You never answers
absolutely
questions,
rodeo
bro.
clowning.
You have
Why
a point.
answer
I
his
Yeah.
answer
questions?
questions, you lie and fuck.
You don't answer
Yes,
no
I do.
questions. I asked you if things
I
go to
do.
a
You're
conversion
lying.
point. You don't even answer. You don't answer no
You're
questions.
lying.
So why are you asking questions?
Hey, Kimo,
How can you have a
have
conversation
fun with
when
this
you never
shit.
answer nothing?
This is the shit show,
How can
and
you
remember
debate
who
when you
caused
never
it,
concede?
Brummy.
You're in denial, bro. You're in denial. He's asking you. Don't let him ask you questions, presented, because he never answers one question. Have you noticed? They never answer nothing.
I've
They just
noticed.
divert. They divert. They jump around the questions, dance around like a
I
little
answer
bitch. That's all
questions
they
all
do.
the time. You're lying,
Bitches.
you're lying, and you're lying. Both of
All
you
right then.
are lying
Does it?
about
Yes
that.
or no?
I
Yes
answer
or no?
questions
Do
all the
things seem to
fucking time.
converge? Does things seem to converge
I've
when you look up
already
in the
said
hallway?
yes to that,
Yes or-
you idiot. You don't
Okay,
even
What's
so
your
know.
answer?
why are you trying to make it seem like there's no perspective then? There's no law of
They
perspective.
Exactly.
don't,
Exactly.
because they
Exactly.
don't
Percentage.
meet. I
Exactly.
made the point that they don't meet.
They don't meet. They
With the
seem to meet, but they
geometric
don't.
horizon of the sphere, it is where your eye line, where you're looking, would actually intersect the surface of the sphere. That's
Listen to
an
his claim. He
intersection.
says if you
Where
was on a
the-
flat
where the-
Earth,
where the-
everything would be
a
parallel.
PhD,
Converge,
Now
if
he's
there were
saying,
no-
converge, but
oh
they
yeah,
don't
things
meet.
Okay.
converge up to your eye line.
Again,
Which one is
Curve,
it?
hey,
curve.
Jem,
Why do
Jem,
they converge?
I
Is
hope
it
you're
parallel
listening to this, Jem.
of eye line?
Hey, Jem,
it
I'm
parallel
not
or is it
putting up
eye
with
line?
this. I'm not going to come
Because you
here
don't
and
answer
talk to
questions.
people
You're chatting
who
shit. You're
do
double
this
speaking.
way.
Is it
Is there not a
parallel or
goddamn
is it to your eye
moderator
line?
here to try to get some
Is
control
it
over this shit?
parallel? Is
Give it to
it
Brummy.
parallel?
Okay,
Or
fuck
does
it.
it
I'm
converge
outta
to your
here.
eye line? Which one
See
is it?
y'all. No,
You
I won't see
dishonest
you later.
person.
Fuck off.
You dishonest person. Does it converge to your eye line or is it parallel? Which one is it? They just fucking lie. They double speak and then they ask you constant questions. They never address the arguments. They dance around like little bitches. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, what I didn't get from what he was saying was that they converge, but they don't meet. So what stops them if they're converging? What stops them from meeting at the end?
It's converging. It's a it's a mathematical concept. It means that if you know where it would go to if it goes to infinity.
Brenda.
So it's infinitely approaching zero, but never actually touches zero. Is that the idea?
If you you can I can try to find a calculation for it, but if you have taken math
It sounds like we're
you
typical
know what,
trigonometry or something like that.
Brenda, if you AFK, bring your butt for 2 seconds, Brenda.
If you know what asymptote is percentage.
Yeah, it's like the infinitely approaching zero thing.
Yeah, and that's what you do. If you calculate what it approaches, they are the lines approach each other, but they never touch. They never intersect.
But if they're infinitely approaching zero, it's like you can't. How are you going to actually validate that claim that they're not actually touching? Because as far as the best observations go, they look like they're touching, right? And if it's an asymptote, then it's very hard to quantify. I mean, infinitely approaching zero is virtually zero, right?
It depends on how far they will never touch.
So it seems like it's more of a semantic argument than anything.
There will be more. No, it's the further away it is, the closer they will be, but they will never touch. So it's not semantical. You can calculate how close
it's
they will
virtually
be.
touching, right? It's infinitely approaching touching.
They are they are never touching, but they are approaching each other, right?
And also that's a positive claim. So is there any substantiation for that claim that it is like an asymptote where it's infinitely approaching touching?
Yeah, it's based on geometry. Yeah, math and geometry, how geometry works.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if you have two parallel lines, they will never intersect.
Maybe the reason why it looks like it's touching is because of perspective, and it happens on a flat or curved surface. Maybe it's not because of this actual curve that's eventually, because to say that the infinitely approaches touching, but it doesn't actually touch. It's more of it's more in support of a flat Earth argument, because the globe Earth says that there's this hump of ground that actually will obstruct and basically touch the sky, right? So it kind of goes against the globe Earth claim to say that that there isn't actually this ground that touches or obstructs the sky.
Hump. What do you mean hump?
This hump of ground.
Yeah, in which perspective is that classified as the hump?
What's that?
In which perspective is that classified as a hump on the globe?
What do you mean, in which perspective?
Well, how are you looking at that? How are you looking at that obstruction for it to be classified as a hump? Because we say it goes down and away from your feet.
Yeah, but if you're
That's
looking
not the definition of a hump.
Distance, if you're looking at a specific distance where the ground should have, dropped down, then the stuff that's above would be considered a hump. Globe Earthers use it all the time, that word hump. Do you have a problem with it?
The way you were using it, yeah, I do.
So when the curve is obstructing boats, or when that hump of water is obstructing boats, you have an issue when a flat earther uses that term, not when a globe earther uses that term.
But I say it's the horizon making the obstruction. I don't say it's the hump of
horizon
Earth.
is just the line, though, right?
Percentage, you smashing him. You don't want to make no concessions. You don't want to call it a hump because he knows that it is a hump, but he's saying, "Oh, it's just an horizon." Then put wordplay, constant wordplay, obfuscation, intellectually dishonest pricks. I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. Answer the fucking question directly, or shut up. Don't say it's not a curve or a hump, because it clearly is. That's a hump of water that's supposed to be obscuring the boat. That's it. There's no way around it. Don't fucking double speak. Oh, it's water.
Sorry, I gave him my personal definition, not everyone else's. So what the fuck?
No, it's a hump of water, bro. Whether you want to, if you think it's a curvature, if you believe in the globe. Hold on. If you believe in the globe, it is unequivocally, undeniably a hump of water. There's no other way to. And the top of that water is what we say is the horizon, and that's what you think you're seeing, curvature. When realistically, we raise that elevation, that hump of water disappears because it's just an illusion from the apparent the horizon. That's all it is, bro. And we're trying to. You're in denial. We've explained it very thoroughly, and you're not just conceding that it's a hump of water. Apparently, that's what's obscuring the boat. It's a hump of water. Essentially.
Yeah, but you're making it as if I said that. No, I explained my.
You don't need to.
Hang on. Hey,
hold on, Brummy. Let him respond a little.
Sorry.
I explained my position and my position alone, not everybody else's. And now you're strawmanning me.
Yeah, the reason why
maybe you never said that exactly, but you know what? If you believe it's a globe, that's what you're implying. That it's a hump of water. I don't care if you verbalize it. You don't need. There's something you don't need to say. Once you say it's a globe, that's invoking it's undeniably that it's definitely a hump of water. There's no other way for you to be consistent with your belief that it's a globe and what you're seeing as the horizon. That's just you being evasive.
The reason why I wouldn't call it a hump is because that's for me. I would picture that there is something that is increasing in elevation in front of me, but that's not the case though. It's always going away, dropping down below it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's never increasing.
So what's obscuring the boat? Listen, don't try and be smart. Answer the questions directly. Don't try and be smart. Is it a hump of water that is covering the boats on your globe, or is it just a horizon?
I would say it's the horizon. I don't need to make a funny voice to say that.
No, bro,
but,
it's not the horizon. It's just the line where they meet,
right? You're not being honest with your own belief.
Sorry,
it's the line where they meet.
Saying it's a hump of water, I would find it. It could be. It's the wrong way to say it. I would say it's more making it just more confusing.
No, you're saying it the wrong way.
Come on, Brummy. You got to let the ballers give their answer.
I'm sorry, bro. Sorry, I'm just mad.
But just let him give his full answer. Yeah,
you can have your own. You can call it that, but I would never call it. I think that's a worse way of defining it.
So if I look at a fucking hill, yeah, and I can't see something that's behind a fucking hill, and am I going to say, oh, the fucking horizon's covering it? Is that what I'm going to say?
Then I would say that's a hump. That's correct. That's
Yeah,
a
of course
hump.
you would, because
I
it's
gave
fucking
it.
obscuring the vision, isn't it? That's the same as a fucking. Oh my god!
Yeah, but that's where I think we are. You're seeing it differently than I do.
No, you're looking down over the ball, yeah, and basically because of the geometry, the way you look into your eye line, the reason things converge is because it's basically essentially going over a curve, which is creating a hump, a bit like going over a hill.
Yeah, but if I were to look level, that water will never cross my eye level. But if there's a hump, a mountain or a hill or anything in between, that mountain
Okay,
could
if I'm going
cross
to
my
shoot,
eye
if I had a
level.
bullet,
I would
right? If I had a
consider
bullet
that a
and I was
hump.
going to shoot China from England, would it go? Would I have to shoot it in the air? Would I have to shoot it through the floor?
Sorry, what did you say?
If I was going to shoot a bullet at China from the UK, would I shoot it at the horizon or would I shoot it through the floor?
You would have to shoot through the floor.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then you're looking down. Then that's what I
Yeah,
would
you're
say.
looking down at the ball as well. When you look at the horizon, you're looking down, and then that's
No,
going over a hill,
yeah, the
which is
horizon is
leaving,
down.
hold on, which is leaving a hump in your vision, an obscure geometric horizon hump. That's covering these boats. So it doesn't matter how you try to word it, bro. It doesn't matter how you try to word it. You're just trying to deny a hump because then when we look for that hump, it's not there when we raise our elevation. The fact of the matter is, you're in cognitive dissonance. You're not even being consistently honest with yourself. You're just trying to say it's not a hump, but it is a hump. It's a horizon, but
No.
you know it's an horizon, but it's not an horizon. It's a curve that you can't see. It's a curve that's not there. You're just jumping around like a fucking headless spaceball monkey.
Let's get the globe perspective.
Well,
Who cares if you use the word hump, You're tweaking out a little bit here. He's tweaking out a little. You're being a little too extra about the word hump. The Earth is physically obstructing your view of that boat traveling over the horizon.
Over the horizon? Over,
Yeah,
over?
Who cares to use the word hump?
Over the horizon?
Yeah. The boat.
What if we use the word
the
beyond the horizon then? Does that change the narrative?
Welcome to Flat Earth.
What? How the fuck did that change it? How did that change it? Welcome to Flat Earth.
Welcome to Flat Earth. If you say behind the you're saying it's going
well,
over
I can't even hear what's being said.
Therefore,
I mean, how can you hear what's being said?
Sorry.
All I hear is Bromley tweaking over the word hump.
Yeah, and I changed the word from over to beyond, and he said, welcome to Flat Earth. I'm like, all we did was change one word. How did that change the premise?
Because you're just trying to be intellectually dishonest, consistent, and evasive.
How
so
is
you know
that
deep down,
intellectually dishonest?
Because you're just trying to change the words to try and make it out like, it isn't a hump. It is clearly a hump. It doesn't matter how you word it. You can't go about it any other way.
Wait, I stated that. I said, how about we change it to beyond the horizon?
How about you just you just address the elephant in the room? And there's a hump that it's going over, which is a hump of water that's obscuring the boat. Regardless of how you want to word it.
Then you understand.
Just face the argument. Stop dancing around the argument. Stop dancing around like a fucking spaceball monkey and address the actual
lumps
argument.
of sugar in my coffee. Welcome to Flat Earth.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, there's
we have the but then you understand us that there is actually something blocking the view, the water, as we would say. The water would block the view of the boat or whatever.
I can't really hear you, bro. I'm driving and your mic's pretty low. Can you speak up a bit, please?
Okay, so we are on the same page that.
What? Did you break up?
Did you hear me?
You broke up.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so Chemo, I'm back.
Hold on, let Funk finish. He said, say you broke up halfway through it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm using my phone. It's okay. So we are on the same page that what we consider is happening is that the water is blocking the view of the boat.
Okay.
The water is blocking the view of the boat.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that if it was desert, it would do the same. If it was, yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The horizon is that magic curtain that reaches your eye line, and no matter how far you zoom, you'll never see past that point. That's and it changes because
that's not what he was saying.
Depending on
I didn't say that at all.
But you also watch the boat tend to sink over a curve, right? And you're saying the reason the further that boat gets past the horizon, it's being covered by curvature. That's what you identify as curvature, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
blocking,
if it's going down the curve, hold on. Don't jump. We're getting there. As it's going over that curvature, as it sinks over this imaginary curve, you are looking through a hump of water. If you were to still see the boat, the physical shape of the boat once it's disappeared, you'd be looking like X-ray vision. You'd be looking through that water, and it'd still be there in your world. That's above water, right?
Yeah, that's what we see, though.
I can't believe you just said yes. It's the first honest answer I've had since I've been debating.
Well,
this is why I start shouting, because
I did misunderstand you. What you were saying is that if I could see through the water, I would see the object on the other side of it. Yeah, that's because
in your world,
physically. That's because it's physically blocking it.
Because there's a hump of fucking water. Sorry, there's a hump of water in your view.
Yeah.
So why are you denying this hump?
There
you just spent the last 25 minutes arguing about there's no hump. It's just the horizon.
Hump is a bad phrasing of.
No, it isn't. It's still a hump. Is it yes or no a hump?
Romy, let them explain why it's not. Even though it might be wrong, I just still want to hear what they say, right?
All right, sorry.
Chemo, for the last 20 minutes, we're saying hump is wrong, and Brummy is not letting it go.
Man, it's a rounded mass.
He's not letting the word hump go after 20 minutes.
Why can't you just admit it is a hump, though? It is a hump of water.
It really means rounded mass.
X-ray vision to see it. It doesn't
matter. Let other people speak, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, that's why you should always be muted and simply.
No. We just need to manage it. Look, Brenda, there's no need to mod. Look, it's fine. Just keep the conversation going, and let's get the globe perspective. We put out a point there. Let's hear it.
You can't have a conversation with this kind of over talking.
No, if Chemo tells me to shut up, I will. I just hear people trying to say that it's the wrong terminology when so I'm defending myself because they're talking about it.
Just because two globers one time in the past used the word hump doesn't mean that you need to hang on to that word for dear life for your entire model.
Let's get back to the argument. When you got X-ray vision, you're looking through that water, right? Right. That water that humps over, right?
Yeah,
it's a hump.
There's no hump.
All right, it's not a hump. All right, it's not a hump to you. But you explain why it's not a hump, please. Let me hear your reasoning why.
Because you're presupposing the Earth is flat.
What the fuck's that got to do with the argument? Can Brenda remove that in his argument? She's not going to address what we presume it's a. She's trying to jump around.
Brummy, just because she called you out for a presupposition.
Nah, she's a hypocrite, man.
No.
All she did.
She was presupposing.
Here we go again. See what happens? Percentage. You get them on a point, yeah, and they dance around it and do red herring fallacies. They don't fucking answer questions. Now they're just.
What's a red herring fallacy?
What we have here is a concession, right? That the reason, if you had X-ray vision, you would see through the water and the boat would still be there in their globe model. They've conceded that. Now I'm asking them to explain why it can't be considered a hump. And she wants to bring up a different conversation.
Because the word hump presupposes
focus on driving for a second. Yeah, focus on driving, Brummy. Percentage. What was that definition? About
red herring fallacy.
You were going to read the definition?
Of hump?
They're just trying to get away from the question. I pinned them down. They're trying to get escape.
Say it one more time. Brummy continues to talk. Say it one more time.
Because you're trying to run away from the question. You know you're fucked.
But I thought water always finds its level. No.
It does. That's why we're saying, like, you know, water can't support itself.
Wait. Read the definition.
A hump is wrong.
Yeah.
Percentage, they're using you to get away from the question of just pin them down.
I think he thinks that because I said hump that I
pulled up the definition.
I'm not saying it is a
Explain
hump.
to me why it's not consistent with the definition. Explain why a hump cannot be considered the X-ray vision. You need to just answer it. Don't jump to fucking percentage or try and change the subject.
I don't know what
just
the
answer the question.
Of hump. I don't know what the definition
you do now.
I was asking.
I told you, right?
Yeah. So
water
can't have humps, right? It always finds its level. How does a water have a hump?
Well, according to the globe Earth model,
we're
large hump.
We're talking about the globe.
There's no hump. There's no hump.
No.
There's no hump.
We're talking about the globe. In your world, there is a hump. In our world, it's not.
No, there is
so don't
no
get it
hump
confused.
in our
We're talking about
world.
the globe model. The evidence for curvature for you,
according to the globe
percentage,
model.
make sure you keep. They're
No,
trying
the Earth
to
is
put
not
the
a hump.
burden of proof on you out.
Dude, what's the definition
Don't
for
answer
hump,
that
bro?
shit.
Because balls are not humps.
What's the
ball
definition
is a
for hump?
An elevated hill on a flat surface.
Not necessarily.
No, that's the definition.
Presuppose that completely. So you can't have a hump on a curved surface?
You can have a
thought.
hill. You can have hills and valleys, right? You can have hills and valleys.
Yeah, but you just said a hill is a hump, right? So can you have a hill on a curved surface?
No, I didn't say a hill is a hump. I said a hump is a hill.
Hump is a rounded hill on a flat surface. That's what you just said. So the hump is the hill, right?
No.
You're not agreeing with yourself then.
No, I'm not.
You aren't exactly.
With you.
You would lose an argument against yourself.
No, I wouldn't be because I'm saying
you are right now though.
Humps, the hills are humps, but not all humps are hills.
Okay, so hills are humps, right? And now you said it's a hill on a flat surface. Now my question is, can you have a hill on a curved surface?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, and would it be a hump in that instance?
I would call that a hump. I would call a hill a hump.
Okay, so now you realize that you didn't have to mention it's the hill on a flat surface. The whole flat part is irrelevant, right?
I do because water doesn't form hills.
Okay, but again, a hill is a hump, right? Regardless of the surface it's on. Correct?
Yeah, but not all humps are hills.
We're past that. So a hill is a hump regardless of the surface it's on,
No, I
right?
don't think we are. I don't think we are.
Is a hill a hump regardless of the surface?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was no relevance at all to mention what kind of surface the hill was on.
So the curvature of the Earth is not.
Hold up, can I just get a concession? There was no point in mentioning what surface the hill was on.
Oh,
right?
It is necessary because flat earthers misconceive what the curvature of the Earth is.
Misconceive. Okay, what are you talking about? First off, we said
a
hill is a hump, right? You agreed a hill is a hump regardless of the surface. So why is there a point in mentioning the surface?
Because flat earthers misconceive the nature of curvature.
How does that have any relevance to whether a hill is a hump?
Because flat earthers misunderstand what the difference is.
See, I feel like you have a tendency to be so intellectually dishonest that you can't even have an honest conversation.
No, so what happens is that flat earthers think that the curvature of the Earth implies that somebody who is over the curvature is level with me. And that there is a
according to that's the globe argument that someone is someone across for the hump is level. That's the globe argument.
No, it isn't.
Oh, really?
No, it isn't. It isn't.
So someone that's across from this hump of Earth, like a large distance away, a far distance away, isn't level with you.
It isn't flat. So
I didn't say flat. I said level. Do you know the difference?
Are you accepting? Are you accepting the definition of?
No, I'm showing you that you don't even know your own model, bro.
No, are you accepting the definition of level that we use, or are you accepting?
It's a presupposition.
No. Are you accepting definitions? Don't presuppose things. So are you accepting
the one that you use is a presupposition?
No, definitions don't presuppose.
Really? Okay, so you don't think that level is going over the curve?
I don't even know what that means.
You don't think that level is going over a curve? That the level line is a curved line? You don't think that?
That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense.
Really?
So
the level line is a curved line doesn't make any sense to you?
Stop interrupting me.
How about you make sense?
Stop interrupting me.
Ideas.
Stop interrupting me.
Let her finish her idea, please.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. So the problem is that flat earthers think that the world is flat, and that what globe earthers are saying is that when they talk about curvature of the earth is that two observers separated by a distance and separated by water, the reason you can't see them is because the water lifts up physically.
What?
And,
no one
and
said
creates
that
a
at
hill.
all.
That's what flat earthers think.
Okay, so how about
Yes.
you let flat earthers speak for themselves instead
I'll
of
speak for
strawmanning
myself,
them
and say that the reason why you have that impression is because the horizon rises up past whatever boundary you have at sea level toward eye level. So for it to raise up in that fashion, it would be more like a hump that is cresting over and over the boundaries as you raise up in elevation. That's the only impression that you can get.
Okay, hold up. Brenda, you're arguing for globe earthers right now, correct?
Does not raise up.
You're arguing for globe earthers right now, correct?
I'm arguing for me.
Okay.
Stop interrupting
Well, I'm
me.
asking you a question.
I'm arguing for. Stop arguing. Stop interrupting. Just let me finish sentences, and we'll get along just fine. So I am arguing for me, and my argument about the hump. The problem with the hump is flat earthers think everything is flat, and they think that the argument globe earthers are making is that water physically rises up and obstructs.
Yeah, you don't have to repeat that. We
observers.
know what you strawman flat earthers again.
That's what flat earthers. That's what flat earthers.
I'm just trying to make sure that your paradigm is consistent. So, do you agree that the level line in your paradigm would be a curved line?
Level simply means equidistant, right?
Yes. Again,
It's
so
equidistant
over a distance, would that level line be curved? Yes or no?
Level is a curve.
Okay, so level is a curve.
Yes. Flat earthers disagree with that.
Of course. So now, for your claim that level is a curve, are you not presupposing this curvature?
No, definitions don't presuppose anything.
That level is a curve. So where's that? Like that definition for level, that's a curved line. Where did it come from?
Yes. It came from surveyors from 100 years ago. It's been the definition for a long time. 100 years
ago, we didn't have the curve.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So the global theory is only 100 years old.
No, it's 2,600 years old.
Okay, so again, you're saying that it came from surveyors 100 years ago, but now you're saying it's 2,600 years ago old. So how did we know it 2,600 years ago that level was curved?
That wasn't. I'm not. You're confusing two different things.
No, you're confused.
We've known that the Earth. Stop interrupting me. So we've known that the Earth is a globe.
Responding to you.
Stop interrupting me. So we've known for 2,600 years that the Earth. Stop interrupting me. We've known for 2,600 years that the Earth is a globe. The definition of level is something that we can cite in documents dating back to the 19th century.
So how did we know it was a globe with only seeing the curve 100 years ago?
That's an incoherent statement.
You said that surveyors only saw the curve 100 years ago, but they knew it was a globe 2,600 years ago. So for those 2,500 years, how did they know it was a globe?
I didn't say that surveyors saw the curve only 100 years ago.
That's exactly what you said.
No, that's not what I said. I said the definition of level can be dated back to about the 19th century.
But Brenda, it doesn't relate to natural activity because when you look all around you, the horizon is level with the eyes and you don't need to raise or lower your eyes to look at it. If there's no raising or lowering activity needed for the neck or the head, how could anybody believe that it's anything but a flat, plane?
That's false. The horizon is observably always below eye level.
I'm just saying that it doesn't match the body or the natural conditions. So where would this curve come in?
The horizon is observably and always below eye level.
But it rises toward eye level.
No, it doesn't. The horizon doesn't rise.
That's why they're talking about these humps, because if you're talking about it being on a curve somehow, but that curve appears to rise toward eye level. You would have a bump, say, at sea level, 3 to 6 miles out. Then you raise up in elevation a little bit. Then you have a new bump that appears to be higher than the bump from before, but still rising to eye level. And then it just keeps rising. This bump keeps rising and rising and rising, like what I put in the chat. And so it just gets to be a little hard to believe if you come from that.
Yeah. So this is why I needed to distinguish hump as flat earthers think of it and hump as it is actually, because you think that when you look out, the horizon rises up, that there are bumps, and that's false. That's why I needed to make that distinction.
Brenda, if I'm looking out,
but there would be a bump relative to a chord, the straightest standard off of which you would need to judge curvature. And that's another thing. What is? But that's another thing, Brenda. What is the straight standard?
A chord on a sphere is not a bump. It's not a hump. It's a chord.
Brenda,
there's no bump.
If there's a something that an object, okay, a few miles away that I'm trying to look at, the shortest distance, right? The shortest distance would be through the ground, correct?
The shortest distance would be through the ground, I suppose. It depends on how far away it is.
Yeah, of course. So
that would be
every mile
cord,
they get 8 inches more or less of drop, right? So that means that for 2 miles, for instance, you have 8 inches squared.
No, that's wrong.
What do you mean? There's no drop.
8 inches squared is,
if you're on circle, if you're on a globe, isn't it dropping in every direction?
It is curving in every direction.
Yeah, would that not be
curving
down, right?
Dropity. Flat earthers misunderstand curvature as dropity. There's no such thing as dropity.
You just said that, so if you want to make up your own terms,
because
and then say that they don't
flat
exist,
earthers think
that's your own. I don't want to get into it. The point is, if you're at the top of the ball, if you're an ant at the top of the ball, hold up, Brenda. If you're an ant at the top of the ball, isn't the ground dropping down 360 degrees?
It's curving away from you in every direction.
Yeah, curving down, right?
No, it's not curving down.
Because it could be curving up, right? Curving up in a way, but it's down in a way, correct?
No, it's not. It's not curving down.
Really? So it's a concave Earth. You're in it's
no,
an ant in a
spherical.
ball, a bowl, not a ball.
It's spherical.
Is it a bowl
down
or a ball?
The center of the... It's number one. Stop interrupting me. Stop getting excited. We can have a conversation.
Stop being nonsensical. How about that?
You need to just allow that and just deal with that. So it's not. There's no down on a sphere. Down on a sphere is towards the center. So it's not curving down, because every point on that curve, there's a perpendicular pointing to the center of the Earth, and that is down.
Yes, but from that one person, from that one observer, it would be curving down, right?
No.
In that one observer's orientation of what down is, it would be curving down, correct?
No.
Really?
No. Right. Because down is towards the center of the sphere.
Exactly, but I'm saying in that one observer's, that ant's orientation. In that
I won't accept it.
Of course you won't accept it. You can't think, let alone think out of the box.
I can't think illogically. That's true. So down is towards the center of the Earth. So the curvature is away from me. It is not down. It is not in the downward direction. It's away from me.
Okay, so can something be curving upwards and away from you?
I suppose, yeah.
So it could be curving away from you and not downwards, but it can be upwards.
Yeah.
Why can it be upwards but not downward?
If I'm in, I said it can curve away from me.
Yeah, but you said it could curve up in a way, but not down in a way. Why?
Because I want to preempt you from misunderstanding what down means.
No, I understand. Down is just towards towards the center of the mass, right?
Yeah,
but what would up be in that case? Wouldn't up be the opposite of that?
So if I'm
is up the opposite of down?
Just stop interrupting me.
Well, start making sense, please, for the love of God.
Well, try to listen and maybe it will. If I'm at the top of the Earth at the North Pole and somebody else is at the South Pole, right? Which direction is down for both of us?
They'd both be, according to your paradigm, which is all over the place, towards the mass, the center of the mass, right? But by that logic, both of their ups would be in opposite directions, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So my question again is how come it can curve? Hold up. My question again is how come it can curve up and away, but not down and away?
I don't care. I wanted to finish what I was saying. So it doesn't make sense to say of the one person that the other one has curved down from them, because down is towards the center.
No, that's again, I said only in the orientation of one person. There was no second person at that point, but you like couldn't understand that. So again, you said that it could curve up and away, but not down and away. But we've discovered that up is the opposite of down, right? So how come it could curve up and away, but not down and away?
See, I would say down and away if I was talking to somebody who was not a flat earther, but flat earthers get it wrong. As you heard Lemon.
Okay, then since you know you're talking to a flat earther and you won't say down and away.
Shut up.
No,
let me finish.
You're
shut
not
up.
the point, Brenda.
Shut up. You
Brenda,
don't
could you please take
shut up.
Participate in
shut up.
Respectful
shut up.
Discourse.
Shut up.
Can you
shut up? I'm in the middle of a sentence. So when I'm talking, shut your fucking mouth. Shut it. When I'm talking. You got that? You piece of shit. When I'm talking, shut your fucking mouth. Yeah, you think that's fucking funny? Is that what you think?
It is
you
so
think
funny.
This is fucking funny? Yeah, it's funny because you're just an asshole.
Having
You're just a prick. I'm not respecting you. You're a fucking asshole. Now shut up. Now shut up.
Okay, so again, up is the opposite of down. You claim that we can't have down and away, but we can have up and away. How is that possible?
As I said, because people like Lemon think that the curvature of the Earth is a bump. And so I want to preempt that misunderstanding.
Okay, but you're speaking to someone. You're speaking to flat earther. Hold up. You said
to a
wait 1 second.
I'm speaking to a moron.
Brenda,
I'm speaking to a moron.
You're such a hypocrite.
No,
you talk to me about interrupting, and you interrupt me all the time.
Wait.
You are.
Are you going to respect that now? Are you going to? Then I'll stop.
Am I going to respect what?
Are you going to?
Your interruption? No, I'm not going to respect that interruption.
You're going to respect
be respectful in the discourse. I'm not going to.
No, I'm not going to respect you if you're not going. If you're just going to interrupt me.
You do your own thing.
Oh, you don't care. That's fine.
You do your own thing.
Good.
I'm not bothered by you.
I'm just going to. Yeah. I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to talk then. Right?
Do your own thing. If you want to talk and not listen, that's I think that's the problem you've been having most of your life.
No, that's not my problem at all.
Okay, you said that you would, to a globe earther, you would say down and away, but to a flat earther you wouldn't, right? And since up is the opposite of down,
because they get it wrong.
I understand. But since up is the opposite of down, that means to a globe earther you would say up and away, but to a flat earther you wouldn't. And yet to me you said up and away. You said up and away exists, but down and away doesn't. So can you please reconcile that disparity?
So I don't care.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I just don't care.
Brenda, you lost your argument.
I lose. I didn't lose.
I wanted to talk to Brenda real quick. But Brenda, the reason why people say that it's humps that are rising is you have a straight chord through the circle, like you said. But there would be a curved, circumference rising off of the chord going straight through that circle. So you'd have a hump.
That's not.
It would be a hump. Okay.
It's not a hump. See, this is why I didn't want to say it, because you are so incredibly stupid that you think that there's a hump there, and there isn't.
Again, if you're looking,
let's check. Hold on, I just want to check consistent application. If I put a dome on a flat table with a curved top, would you consider that a hump? Because that would be the same as the hump that would rise off of the chord going straight through the globe Earth, would it not?
So, you're thinking if, say, for instance, hills on the spherical Earth. A hill on spherical Earth is a hump. Sure.
Yeah, and I start with a different baseline to start the hump going up. The baseline that I use to start the hump going up is the straight chord going straight through the globe.
Yeah, that's not a hump.
But it starts off of a flat foundation and curves upward.
No,
Wouldn't
it doesn't
that technically?
No, on a globe Earth, it doesn't start from a flat foundation.
So where do you start the line then for a hump? Where do you start the foundation for the hump?
A hump is a rise in elevation.
So you're starting it from the circumference. You're starting it from in what appears to be your conception from the curved circumference. Well, I'm starting it from the straight chord that would go straight from your feet to the feet of what's observing.
A hump or a hill is a rise in elevation. A valley is a decrease in elevation. Elevation simply means equidistant from the earth, from its geoid, I guess they call it, right? From the geoid.
From the center. Go with from the center.
Well, it's not technically from the center. The geoid technically isn't from the center, but
remember who you're talking to.
Well, the thing is, we have a key difference in definitions here. So we've pegged part of the problem. You're starting it from the curved circumference of the Earth for your elevation purposes, but I'm starting it from the straight line chord that's going straight from through the globe.
A chord is not a hump, because a hump is a rise in elevation, and the curvature on that chord, that's all level.
But you're saying, well, you appear to think that I'm saying that the chord is a hump. I am not. What I'm saying is you start the hump from that straight baseline. And the reason why you start that is because we're dealing with straight lasers that are going straight over the land, and based off of that straight standard compared to that straight chord, there would be a hump of Earth curvature that would eventually rise up from that chord baseline and obstruct a laser going over the curved circumference at a certain elevation. So for the purposes of illustrating this,
see how crazy he is? See how,
that's why you're just gaslighting. You're just gaslighting. We don't need to have an intelligent discussion if you're going to gaslight. But it was very illuminating that we have different definitions here and a different amount of willingness to take on the other side's definitions. That was very illuminating.
Yeah, Lemon, I'm sorry, you just totally fucked up what the chord means when it comes to a measurement. What you said then was completely and utterly incorrect to do with a set of chords over a globe.
Well, I've sat here for I've been muted for half an hour while I listen to Brenda.
Another half hour.
Hold on. Well, listen to Brenda completely obfuscate a simple question about the hump of the curvature. She used percentage as a distraction tool, focused on him, and she never answered any questions. All she just kept talking about, well, flat earthers. Every time she asked a question, she just reverted to, well, flat earthers, they think this. No one gives a shit what you think flat earthers think. What we're asking you is a direct question for you to answer. And that's it. No one asked you about what you think of flat earthers. Do you understand, Brenda?
Okay,
do you understand?
Right.
Do you comprehend it?
Yes, I do. So I'll just give you the quick, for me, and when I'm talking, a hump is a rise in elevation.
That's not the answer to the question. The answer to the question is, hold on. The answer to the question is, when you're looking through the so-called curvature at a boat that is supposedly obscured by the curve of the Earth, if I put some X-ray goggles on and I looked through that level, from my level to the bottom of the boat, I can't see it because it's hidden by a hump in my definition, where you are going to explain to me why that is not adequate for that explanation.
The reason that is not a hump is because that curve that you're seeing through is level.
So how can I see through a curve that's level?
Well, you have X-ray glasses on.
Well, so what am I looking through? A curve. I'm not looking through a hump.
You're not looking through a hump. A hump is a rise in elevation.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we imagine this is like seawater, right? That seawater is level at every point. At every point on that, what you call a hump, it's level.
When you're going to finish, so I can respond. So, a hump is raised from elevation. Now, look, where I'm standing, when that boat goes further away, it's changed its elevation, right? So, in between me and the boat, hold on, don't start talking while I'm explaining. Don't start talking. Don't start talking while I'm explaining. So, when that boat lowers its elevation, apparently going over a curvature, between me and the boat, there is an elevation difference, right?
No.
A hump.
No,
Yes.
It's at sea level. It's at sea level. So no, it doesn't change elevation. That's why I was avoiding
so the boat's not changing elevation.
Just a minute. Let me finish. That's why I was making it so convoluted with percent, is because you think a boat going away from you over the horizon is changing its elevation. It's still at sea level.
Saying a lot of words, but you're not addressing the argument.
You said the boat changes its elevation.
Yeah,
it does not.
Okay.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. So the boat is.
It doesn't.
Compared to where the observer's looking, right? Is there a difference in elevation between you and the boat?
No, there isn't.
Oh, so the boat's level with you.
Yes.
So I'm level with China. Am I level with China?
Yes.
I'm level. Fuck it. I'm done with Brenda. That to me is a concession. Whether you,
it's
so dumb. No, Brenda. I'm finished talking. You are so dumb, right? You are so dumb. I cannot even begin to string a sentence together with respect for you.
Yeah, right. Broomy, I'm standing.
Just
fucking China and England are fucking level. That's what you said.
Just one sentence. One sentence. If I'm standing on the shore in
Doesn't
California,
matter. I don't care what you're gonna say.
Shut up. If I'm standing on the shore of California,
China and England are level.
Shut up. If I'm standing on the shore of California,
level with each other.
Shut up. Shut up. If I'm standing on the floor in California, somebody standing. Shut up. If I'm standing on the shore of California, somebody standing on the shore in Tokyo, we are level.
Okay, so
that's what
China and England. Oh, don't talk. Yes. China and England are at level with each other. That's what you said. Yeah.
Yeah. The
with
sea level.
Each other.
Sea level.
No, with each other. I said with each other. Like me and the boat are at the same level as each other. Not level from the surface of the earth. Level with each other.
You're level. You're at sea level.
I level with the boat.
You're at sea level.
I level with the boat.
You are at sea level.
That's not the answer to the question, Brenda.
If you're in a boat on the Thames,
the answer to the question,
it is.
Brenda.
If you're in a boat on the Thames,
Brenda, you are so
level.
Delusional. Just admit it. Concede, Brenda. Concede.
On the shores of China.
My name's Brenda, and I just don't answer questions directly. I just answer my own fucking question, like I didn't hear the person just talking. What's going on with your brain now? I'm asking you a simple question, so answer the question, please. The question isn't whether they're at sea level. The question is at the level of each other. Stop acting like
I am not bothered. I'm not bothered. Am I bothered? I am not
bothered. You don't answer questions.
You're a blabberhead.
So, if I am a boat off the shore of England, I am level with the boat off the shore.
Do you want me to explain the question to you, Brenda?
Is there a hump?
Is the observer?
Is there a hump between us?
Is the observer and the boat that's gone over the horizon level with each other?
Yes, they are both level.
So I'm level with the boat, even though it's gone to China.
Yes.
I'm at the same level as the boat through the floor.
You're at the same level.
So Australia, that goes through the. If I have to go to China, I have to dig through the floor, but I'm level with it.
Yes, you are level.
Oh god, I'm done. So I'm level with everything, Kenny. Everything's level then. There is no level.
No, there are mountains and hills.
No, I'm level with the mountains. I'm level with the fucking sun. I'm level with the fucking stars. I'm level with everything according to you.
I didn't say anything about stars.
No, but you saying that?
Yeah, let's get
through the floor.
Let's Brenda.
Everything's level to me.
Let another baller answer, Brommy, if they want to.
Thank you. Because Brenda's just intellectually dishonest. She doesn't want to concede it because she knows she's fucked. And she knows where it's going. Basically, if she concedes that point, then she knows she has to concede the hump. Because she wants to act intelligent, she just wants to act clever with her words, but she's not smart.
Only humps,
Brenda,
are waves.
Talking about you, not to you, Brenda. Talking about you, not to you.
Waves and swells are humps, but the water surface itself is level.
Okay, yeah. It's just the boat's being covered by
hills and
valleys.
Being
covered by level.
Hills and valleys.
Boat's being covered by level. Cool. Welcome to Flat Earth, Brenda. Intellectually dishonest.
Wrong.
You explain to me why she's not wrong. I'd love to. Oh, he's not wrong. What? Go on. Hear what you're gonna say.
Yeah, use she, please.
Well, you know, you're confused about level, so.
No, use she, please.
Confused about a lot of things, I think.
Yeah, use she, please.
Yeah, I sorry to be disrespectful. I shouldn't really go there, but you sit here all day calling fucking flat earthers dumb.
You are
fucking idiots. You've got no respect for flat earthers. So what the fuck should I respect your fucking pronouns? Why should anyone respect your pronouns?
If you ain't
got no respect for flat
with
earthers?
hormones, then you ain't she.
Because
straight up.
Why
because
the fuck
that's why.
should I respect you when you've got no respect for flat earthers?
No, I will respect you. I will respect you.
To get respect, you must earn respect, bitch. So, who's the other person? I want to move the conversation away from Brenda.
Okay, let's move Circus Monkey.
Oh, let's go, bro. What you saying is you can answer the Circus Monkey. Nice guy, is it? Hello?
That was Wolfgang.
No, it fucking wasn't.
Is it nice guy? Nice guy.
I called him
disconnected then.
Okay, yeah.
I disconnected then. So
I want the conversation between you and Brendan to move on.
Yeah. So can you explain to me why she's right about it's a non-hump, even though from me to the boat's level, right? We'd say me and the boat that's gone over the horizon. If we draw a line from me and the boat, there's something in the way obscuring it that would take the form of an increased elevation, which would meet the definition of a hump, right?
I don't understand Circus Monkey's language. Sorry.
Okay, is that all you got to say?
A hump is a rise in elevation.
Oh, I didn't realize.
The Earth is always the Earth's oceans are always level because they're at sea level.
Yeah, that's not the question, Renda. That's not the question at hand.
Yeah, it actually is.
No, it isn't.
Because you are presupposing that the Earth is flat.
At hand, Renda.
Your question is
I'm sorry you don't understand me.
The Earth is flat.
Right. Let me address this problem for you. Nobody's asking you is the boat or the person level with the surface that they are currently on.
That's exactly what you asked.
That's not the answer to the question I'm asking you. That's what you're answering. That's a different question.
No, it's
not.
My
question to you.
Same question.
Don't tell me what the answer to the question is. I've just literally explained to you. You're answering a different question.
This is really annoying. If you let each other speak, it might get better.
Well,
I've listened to it for a while and said nothing. I don't give a fuck about respect. Have some respect and be the bigger person. Please carry on.
I don't feel like it.
Better as long as Brenda's talking.
I don't feel like it.
Well, just can you just remove yourself from the conversation because no one really wants to.
You don't want to be the bigger person. You want to be the child and be like, you did it to me, so I'm going to do it to you.
Yeah,
and if you did it to me, I'm going to do it to you like a fucking child. Awesome. That's such a good display of what the cervix is possible for. This is so awesome.
Well,
what a great representative of someone making the globe look like a fucking joke.
Yep.
I don't know.
Until
a mod tells me I need to change. Until a mod tells me.
Oh yeah, you're really gonna get a mod who's recording for bias.
No, not at all. What do you want me to do? Mute Brummy and mute Brenda?
Until a mod tells me differently. Until a mod tells me differently, I'll do whatever I want.
Sheeple. What do you want me to do? Mute Brenda? Mute Brummy?
How about this?
Mute Brenda.
How about this? Brummy, you say something, Brenda, while he's speaking, you be quiet. And then when Brenda's speaking, Brummy, you be quiet. Let's have some real discussion here. Not trying to get the best shit show that you can chop it and put it on your fucking channel. This is
he's not going to listen because you're not a mod. So how about we get Chemo, who's a mod, tell Brenda to be respectful, and
no, why should I be
what we did earlier on, we had a meeting.
The mod told you, you do it.
We did have a meeting.
Chemo, I'll tell you, and then
Well,
you should.
I haven't heard
according
anything
to your
yet.
own.
Chemo, it's time
Are
to
you
do your
lying about
job.
that?
It's time
I
to do your
haven't
job.
heard anything.
Oh, now you want me to do something
I can't
about
hear
it.
anything. Nobody's
Yes.
saying anything.
Please remember to be respectful.
We tried.
Well,
We
no,
tried to
that
let things
needs
play
to
out
be-
naturally.
Well,
It didn't
if
work.
you heard me earlier on, I did say to Brenda if
other
she can let another ball earther take over. I did ask like kind because I saw
Yeah,
it
but
was
nobody
going.
talked.
Yeah, well, you've got a
Yeah,
mute
we had a
button.
minute. We had a
You've got a
minute
mute
of
button.
silence.
Yeah, well, hopefully Brenda can recognise what.
Hey, Richard, you got a mute button. You're not afraid to use it on me. You use it on me. How come you can't use it on your ball earth mates like Brummy? 25 minutes I was saying how come all the ball earthers are talking. Richard,
I've been muted for
what do you think,
25 minutes, bro.
How about you
I've been
prepare?
muted for 25 minutes myself. Brenda
Shut
has
up,
not.
Brummy, you
Listen,
Hey,
Boomer, Brenda has not been
we're
muted.
talking, mate. You actually make people go away. People stop watching the YouTube when you talk. Nice one,
I
brother.
really don't give a shit, bro. So just have a glass of water, relax, yeah. Don't get your heart rate going. You know you're knocking on a bit.
Hang on. How does a glass of water make you relax? How the fuck does that work?
That's what they give you at the police station.
And Brummy would know.
It seems to do wonders.
So, Gumo, you muted me for 25 minutes because I pointed out 3 ball earthers had spoke for 10. Three flat earthers had spoke for 10. There was no warning and you muted me. What a weak piece of shit you really are. But then we'll be discussing in greater detail in the near future, won't we?
All right, Boomer.
All right.
Thank you, enough. Thank you.
So we tried it.
You have a word. I won't talk over Brenda.
Okay, good.
You have a word.
Shut the fuck up, Robbie.
Because we've got a discussion at play here. There's misunderstanding. There's points of view, and that's fine. But if one's going it's fucking childish, and it's really quite sad. The server has the ability to, produce a lot of good information and debates and what have you. And right now, the last couple of weeks has been on a decline because the fucking respect level. Respect each other. If you don't even respect the person, respect yourself and show some fucking pride in it. Now speak.
That's a two-way street. That's a two-way street. And
no, Brenda.
It is.
It's one way.
No,
it's one way. If you start respecting yourself, then maybe you'll get it back.
I do.
You come in
here
with a tone, you're going to get a tone back. I don't know if you feel the tone, but you don't care, and that's the problem. If you cared,
I don't care.
Outside of yourself,
flat earthers are idiots. This is just entertainment.
Well done, Brenda.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Now you deserve it, Brenda.
Thinking you're better than everyone. An idiot can't get out of being an idiot. An idiot can learn.
Don't come in here, Bender. Bender.
There's nothing to learn
Bender. I do not.
See, I lost respect for you now.
That's what I'm saying. She's got no respect for people because they're all idiots.
So I don't care.
You're right.
I get shit from both Globers and flat earthers, and so I only care if things are going. Being sent my way, then I'll be respectful to other people. But otherwise, no, all deals are off.
Okay. So coming here with a tone and expecting respect is how you get respect. Rather than coming in here on the higher level, on the higher etiquette level, not the higher than the person, better than the person level. By that higher, that's not what I meant.
There's no payoff.
You think they're idiots, so the moment you speak to them, you're like, well, I'm speaking to an idiot, so you've got really nothing more than idiotic things to say, and that's where the tone comes out, right? Because you already think you're better than them. Everybody has the ability to learn, and you were getting schooled because you couldn't answer a simple question about relative up.
I did answer it. You just couldn't understand it.
What it wants.
I could understand what I could between the yabbering. So can we go back to like a question answer scenario? It would be really great, really awesome. Might be more productive.
Oh, it's the respect going to go both ways if we do that. If we do that, it's the respect going to go both ways.
Maybe if you drop the tone and stop calling everyone idiots or proclaiming, the presumption that they're already idiots and that they're not worth talking to, you might get some respect. Try that.
Oh, I have tried that, and it doesn't happen.
Yeah, just not Oh, Brandon, you
All
gotta
I know
stop
is that I
interrupting.
pity you, Brenda, because at your age, you don't know like that. You don't know to command nor demand respect, and you don't know that you got to pay it forward, and that must mean that your life is empty of like your loved ones. They probably avoid you and stuff.
Brandon,
So
Brandon,
I
you
do it
gotta
just
listen
fine.
to
I do it
others. You
just
gotta stop
fine.
interrupting.
I do it just fine. It's just that it doesn't work with flat earthers because you're basically all personality disordered.
No, you treat everyone like, you know,
Oh, that's not true.
you pay forward with everyone,
That's
and
not
then
true.
if they reciprocate, then you could go from there. But initially, you
Yeah.
should, you know, treat people with respect. Like you
What
should
should I
know that.
do? What should I do when consistently people don't treat you with respect? What should you do then?
Still have respect.
Just because
What-
they didn't
what
use
should
your
you do?
pronouns doesn't mean you should keep interrupting
No,
them.
I'm not even talking about. I'm not even talking about pronouns. I'm simply talking about the over talking.
Hey, Stacey.
Yeah.
Look, Stacey's here
talking
now.
about
So look,
talking?
Brenda, as I said earlier on, let's sheeple.
Maybe
Let's
stop talking,
All right.
Brenda, when you get over talked, so that it shows that you're not going to continue
I
unless
do.
you can speak. No, you
I
don't.
How about this? How about
Yes,
like
I
the
do.
entire room, everyone? Let's all strive to be better and to be more respectful and to have like, you know, some
What are
kind
you,
of honesty.
Scott?
If
Leech?
we're going to do that,
bugger.
that's cool. I will do that if that actually
All right, here's
works
how it
out. I will
happens.
do
We
that.
stop talking. Nope. But
Let's try.
this is
Let's all
boring.
try. Okay.
This is boring. Okay, this is boring. We get it.
It is
People in here
boring.
suck. Stop sucking. So we're gonna go back to the conversation. Back
Yeah,
to what we're talking about with level.
as I said, Brenda, just let another baller now tackle the horizon question because you have kind of spoke about it for like an hour or
Okay,
uh,
so. Yeah?
now we're back in action. The question at stand for any glober out there that wants to answer it fairly and honestly, when I ask you, the observer and the boat that has apparently gone over the horizon, are the boat and the person standing at the beach observing the boat at the same elevation, at the same like level to each other,
Rummy was a
relative to
bowler.
each other?
See, that's the
Bola.
issue. I mean, is you're talking about different terms when you say elevation and when you say level. Okay,
Yeah,
so level.
what I'm saying is level.
Things, but
Stick with level.
in this
All right,
context,
stop. Just answer the question. You know what I'm trying to get at.
Brummy, you gotta let Kosho finish. Let
Stop
Kosho.
talking,
I
bro.
thought we were going to have a back and forth.
Brenda,
Brumi is
you
already.
don't need to. Brenda, it's fine. Let Kosho finish, Brummy, please.
All right, sorry.
Thank you.
So in this context, level is going to mean something that's at the equal elevation if you're describing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So if something is curving going beyond the Earth, you could still be at the same elevation of something else and appear lower for some reason. So in that context, level and elevation can mean the same thing, and something can be lower than you and still be at the same elevation.
Okay, but do you understand what I was trying to ask, though, Kosho? Do you understand the premise of the question that I'm trying to postulate?
Yes, something being beyond the curve and still in the sea level and elevation and all that.
No, the observer and the boat that's apparently gone over the curvature. You know, from me to the boat being level with each other, relative to each other, not relative to the Earth, relative to each other. Are we level?
Right. That doesn't make sense. That's the problem there.
Yes,
Is that question doesn't have any context because it doesn't make sense.
Hold on, Brenda.
Yeah,
when you're level, you're not.
Brenda, I can't hear Kosho. Can let Kosho finish?
Yeah. You're not comparing your level to some other.
For example, Kosho, if I got a washing line, yeah, and you walked a mile away with a washing line and we pulled tension on it, right? We would be level with that. That would be level with each other, right?
No, it would sag.
Well, let's say there was a tension on it, like I said. Let's just get to the point that I'm trying to make.
I give you the same reason.
Hey, Stacey.
Are you?
I don't need people talking
Romy,
over
are
me.
you suggesting
I'm
that
talking to
arbitrary
Kosho right now
straight line
because
between zero
Kosho's not answered
level
the question.
because
He understands what
So
I'm
we're
saying.
not
Yeah, that's
doing this respectful back and forth thing, are we, Brumi?
And also, just one other thing, guys. It's not a one-on-one, so there is more people. So, Brummy,
well,
I'm
supposedly,
saying to
just
Brummy,
a
ask your
minute
questions.
ago-
Brenda, hold on a second.
Chemo, just a minute ago, we said we're going to do this respectful back and forth, and Brumi has already violated.
Trying to
that
bring you back
agreement.
to that, Brenda. So, Brummy, just ask Kosho your question. Let's get Stacey in here after
I never
that.
got a reply from Kosho.
Get Stacey in here. I'm just here to listen today. You can try
I
to
want a
push me in
1v1.
here how you want, but
I'm only interested in a 1v1. I don't need a room full of goons all misinterpreting.
We
what
can't
I'm
have
saying.
but Brummy, we can't have a 1v1. That's the problem. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just have I'll give it for 1v1. All right.
You can't have level just with 2 points.
Well,
you got to be relative to something else, and we use the Earth.
Cool. All right, cool. You say that, but you're just being intellectually dishonest because I don't think that I can be level with the shop. For example, if the shop's over the road, I'm level with the shop. If the shop is 10 miles away and has gone over a curvature, I would not be level with it because it'd be below me, below my level.
That's an incorrect statement, Brummy.
Well, you keep saying it's incorrect, but it's correct in my logic, and I don't really. You ain't really explain why.
Yeah, but it's not a sound argument. That's the problem.
You technically need 3 positions to say if you're to compare the level of 2 positions, because being level means that you're, at least in the case of the Earth, means you're equal distant from some plane or some point,
right?
Being the center of the Earth or the plane of the Earth, whatever it wants to be. But you can compare your level with another object, so it's the third object. But saying your level with one other object and there's no relationship to anything else doesn't really make sense.
It does make sense to me. If we're standing next to each other, we're level with each other, aren't we? If you walk over if you walk 10 miles away and you become like underneath if you're in Australia and you're under the surface of the Earth, we ain't level.
You are.
No, we're not.
Locker was trying to say
that's not an argument. It's not an argument.
You know what I'm trying to say, but you don't want to address the point that I'm trying to make.
No,
You just
what
want
you're trying to
no,
say
no,
is
no, no,
literally
no, 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 no,
incoherent.
no, no.
It's literally incoherent.
Oh,
You keep saying that. You know what I'm saying, but you don't want to.
I know. Me and Slacker both said the same thing in reference to you saying that. Is the sentence or the question doesn't really make much sense because you're not using level appropriately.
No, you're just being semantical. You know what? You know the point I'm trying to make, but instead of just going, I know what you're trying to. Hold on. Let me answer. Let me answer without any interruption. Instead of just going, Brummy, I know what you're trying to say, and I understand what you're trying to say. It may not be accurate enough for the correct terminology, but I get the gist of what you're saying, and I know what you mean. So for that point, yeah, I get what you're saying, and no, obviously I'm not in line with in line with Australia. Instead of doing that, you want to go, you're not using the correct terminology.
You guys are on an impasse because you both have different definitions for level, and you both understand each other, but you're both
only one definition actually makes sense and is useful in any way in the real world.
Yeah, how about this, bro? Why don't you describe the way in which you're using level? That way we can just use what you're defining, because it's not defined in that way.
If I put a level on a table, right, and that table's level, right, and I'm standing at one end, you're standing at one end, you know, it's level where we can see each other, you know, with level.
You see what you just did there, though?
If I go below that table, then I'm not level.
You see what you just did, though? You have you have one object, and you have 2 things that you're comparing in reference to that one thing being level. That's how you can describe things being level to each other. You have to have some reference that they're both level to. If you don't have that,
let me explain this way. If I've got a gun and I point that gun over the road at something, right, and then I shoot, the bullet will hit it. If that something over the road has gone 10 miles away and is below the surface level of this gun, and I shoot the gun, the bullet will miss because it's not level.
There's no guarantee you're going to hit it from whatever distance away you are, anyways, Brummy.
Instead of arguing, it's called like an analogy to explain something. It's not called literally.
Straight.
You see what I'm saying, though? You guys just jump around the argument. You don't really just address what's being said. Intellectual, honestly. This is red herring fallacies, semantical games, and just red. That's all you're doing.
Stop.
No, it is. Do you know what I mean?
Brummy, come on.
Okay, Brummy. I know what
Too many people in it. We've got to pass the mic around.
You're just using entirely the wrong word.
It's like the straight line between me and point A and point B.
And
okay, wait, Coach, are we defining what level means? Seriously.
Stacy, what you got to say? Yeah.
I'm seriously wondering why we're fighting level. We've talked about level and flat, and now you guys, I agree you guys don't want to do level and flat together. But now we're going to argue the definition of level? I mean, come on.
Kosha, established definition.
I think she's asking you, Kosha.
Look at, you know what? Look at the definition. You can Google it. I posted a little picture for you if you'd like to look at it. It's exactly what Brummy's trying to say. He may not be wording it exactly the way you want. He may not be wording it exactly the way you're wanting because you're wanting semantics and pick apart little things. But in reality, you know exactly what we're talking about.
Definition.
They want to argue semantics, but they can avoid the fact.
Was it Stacy? Was that?
Yes, Stacy. I think you just posted.
in your
Yeah,
words.
I just posted a quick link to read it. I mean, having a flat and even surface without slopes or bumps. Give a flat and even surface.
That's not
I mean,
the
come
real
on.
definition of engineering wise.
Oh, goodness gracious. Great fun for
One
damn
at a
fun.
time and
It's talking about it's not flat.
Zanik,
It's
stop.
about-
Zanik.
Hold
Zanik.
on.
No, 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 Zanik. Zanik, no,
Why can't I
Zanik.
say a sentence?
Because Stacy's talking, that's why.
Getting talked over. Come on. In engineering, and even on a small scale, stop it. Even on a small scale, you can actually dispute that definition. That's good for the dictionary.
Okay, on a small scale, big scale. On a small scale, show me the globe. Any kind of proof of the globe, please. Thank you.
Yeah, a million pictures like this
a few minutes ago.
Okay. Rummy, real quick, it's not semantics. It's conflation. They're trying to conflate the term based on
Yes, they are.
The globe earthers are presupposing.
Hold on there.
Come on, guys, we're losing it. We're losing it. We're losing it.
Wait a minute.
I'm almost done.
What is the percentage? Let me hear percentage.
Yeah, so
we know what you mean.
So the globe earthers are presupposing that level means curve.
Hold on, percent. Look, stop, guys. Come on, please. Look, listen up now, everyone. Slacker was saying something. I don't know if you can hear him. His mic's very low, but he did start percent. So Slacker, come on. Let's get your point out.
All right, go ahead, Slacker.
I'll be home in a minute. My mic will be better. I just want to say
Boonan, can you stop, please?
Xanic's not welcome here.
It's too much, yeah.
As much as you want
Go ahead, Slacker.
Slacker.
As much as you want to say we know what you mean, we don't know exactly what you mean. We can guess and we might be right, but because you're not using agreed upon definitions, it's not clear what you mean, and the way you seem to be using the words is internally inconsistent, which makes it even harder to tell exactly what you mean.
Okay.
That's why
Can
we argue about semantics.
Yeah. Let me send you go. Let me after.
He said it wouldn't be level; it would be below him. So by that, you can understand like what he's saying. He's saying that because it would drop down, it would be below.
Right.
Don't talk.
He's saying level
over him while he's talking.
So he's saying level isn't the same distance, right? Whereas so basically, here's the issue. You guys are using the same term, level, right? Globe earthers and flat earthers. The globe earthers are presupposing that level is curved because of the Earth's curve, and flat earthers are presupposing that level is straight.
Nobody said that.
Yeah, wrong. So this is why you don't need to be meeting, because you don't know what you just said. Brummy said what you just said. Brummy said is not the same. It's not that dichotomy between flat and globe. He's saying that it's below him. He's comparing one point to another point. Okay, the definitions that Stacy had posted agree with what I and Slacker had said, that you have to have a datum, which is what it says in her thing, or reference point, or even what Brummy said when he said use a table, and he's two objects to that table. It's not comparing one object to another object. It's comparing two objects to that datum and seeing if they're at the same elevation.
Just like he was talking about, like
China. So hold on, percentage, because we're gonna respond to Brummy finally, okay? Because Brummy had also said something about a bullet. If you shot a bullet along the surface of the Earth, it's and you can see the object, or you're hitting an object that's at the same elevation. It's not going to be below the Earth. But if you shot a bullet fast enough, it could travel at the same elevation without dropping and curve around the Earth as well. So
you don't understand the argument.
Yeah, things can stay level and still go below you in reference to the surface.
Look, Kosho, at the end of the day, it's my turn to talk. I was supposed to grab the percentage, Zanik. I was supposed to grab the percentage, Zanik. Zanik, I was supposed to grab the percentage. Now look, yes, I was, because Oakim called it, and then Kosho jumped in, and now you're jumping in. The bottom line is, right, we all know what the fuck I mean, and if you can just, rather than just being a little pedantic prick and pointing out, oh, this isn't the correct terms, what you should be saying is the way that I understand what you're trying to say, and take a shot at what you think I'm trying to say. Then we can have a discourse. But the fact is, you're using this semantical argument to get away from the question that humps change in elevation, and the elevation change between me and the boat is on that line between me and the boat. If I had X-ray, hold on. If I had X-ray vision, I'd see through the water and I'd see the boat still. I still have a level view to the boat. Because I'm looking down it, so to speak.
problem.
I'm looking
the
down
problem
at-
is
wait a minute.
you're assuming that the straight line is level, and it's not.
Yeah, see, this is what I was saying. When you're not using a solid definition,
Well, clean up
you
what I'm
keep
saying then.
using
Well,
it in
clean up
different-
clean up
Can I
what
have
I'm
a moment
saying.
then? I give you a chance.
Let Slacker finish his point. I don't think you
Let me
guys can
finish
hear
and then y'all can
Slacker. His
do it.
mic is dead
This is what I
low.
was talking about, where if you don't use a solid definition, you keep using it inconsistently in the same argument, and you're contradicting yourself.
If you like to clean up the terminology, rather than just complaining, oh, you're not really explaining it properly, try to ingest what I'm saying and try to make sense of what I'm saying.
I don't
because
like guessing
you
what
said
you're saying.
Hold on. You said you don't know exactly what I'm saying, so you've got an idea what I'm saying. So please explain the idea that I'm trying to convey. Don't just sit there complaining that I didn't use the correct terminology. Try to construct an argument around with the information you've got.
Like I said, you're using the word
Just try to just do it or shut up.
Finish.
Interrupting.
He's just doing the same thing, complaining
You
what I
have
said.
your chance. Make your chance,
Rami.
Brumi. Let him talk.
Because you use it inconsistently, I can't make a coherent guess at what you're saying and try to explain it because you're suggesting two different contradictory things.
Well, that's too bad. You still have to make an idea out of what he's saying, okay?
That's
Just
why
do
the
it.
definition.
We shouldn't even
Perpendicular
be-
to plumb. An orientation perpendicular to plumb is the best definition. It has no flaws. It
You
has no
shouldn't even be
ambiguity.
using the word level at this point. I don't know why are you using the word level?
Because
Level
they're not
is
talking
an
to you,
orientation
Jeremy.
Perpendicular to plumb. Doesn't mean the line's
I
going to
didn't
be
listen to anything that was said
level
because I
for,
got muted, so
for
I just went away.
eternity. In infant.
Did anyone even attempt to convey what I said? Did anyone even attempt? Or is he still complaining about what I said rather than trying to attempt to understand what I'm saying? Has anybody done that yet?
Listen to Zen.
Use the word level, Brummy. That's all there is to it.
All right, let's
Jeremy,
hear what Matt's saying.
Look, Brony, I understand what you're saying, and we're not presupposing any curvature because you can have level, which is just an orientation perpendicular to plumb, and it applies in all aspects of the definition of the term. But if you assume that level is just one point not having any height higher than another, there's a lot of ambiguity there. It only reigns true in some circumstances.
All right, I'm just sitting
On a
here waiting for you to
scale.
try and actually make sense of what I said rather than just talking.
I did. I just
He didn't even
addressed
listen
what
to
you
you. He
said.
didn't even listen to you.
I
Can somebody
completely
try to understand
He
from
gave
you?
you
Zanuck, you gave your own definition. It had nothing to do with what Brummy said. And again, no one knows what Brummy said because Brummy said nonsense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then. So no one wants to try and be honest. You know what it is. You don't want to concede what
Someone
you're
try to
saying.
That's exactly what you're asking them to do, Brummy.
You guys do not want to concede the point that I'm
Just try to
making.
explain what you're saying.
Well,
Don't go on how people don't
boat
understand.
goes
Try
over the
to
horizon,
explain it.
right?
No, tell Brummy to write it down. He's not going to say it correctly. Tell him to write it down.
I'll say it very
Let him
correctly.
try. Let him try. Yeah. So the boat went over the horizon.
Yeah.
What's your question?
So if I can see if I can see the boat, we're like level with each other, or I can draw a point to I can see the boat. It's on my fucking, it's on my level. Do you get what I'm saying? Not level with the surface of the earth, level with me. Me to that boat, we can see each other. Now, what you're saying is as that boat goes so far away, it dips down because there's a curvature. So basically, the elevation of that boat compared to me, or like I ain't got like a visual point to it no more because it's sinking because it's going below a horizon. So that's now below me, right? Now, as I look through that water that's supposed to be covering it, the curvature, if I had X-ray vision, I'll be able to see the boat. So between me and the boat, there's an elevation of water, which is what we call the hump. Covering the boat. What you call curve, I call like a hump of water.
Not an elevation of water, though.
Well, you're not going to agree, but that was a very sound argument. Do you not understand what I'm saying now?
I get what you're saying.
Exactly.
But no, this is where I believe the explanation they were trying to add to your description of what you tried to explain there, and that was the level. The sea level is level all the way across that hump that you called it. You see, because it's the same. It's equidistant from the water all the time, all the way across. Now, your example of shooting through the water is now actually looking down and no longer across. So, you know, the perpendicular plumb could plot where that boat is in relation to the center quite accurately, and I think that's why Zanuck brought that up.
But I agree with you that I'm looking down, so to speak, and so where I'm looking where the boat is, from that line, there's an elevation of water covering the boat in their world. The hump, that's the hump. That I'm just trying to make it simple fucking terms with, but nobody wants to concede what I'm saying because it will then they'll have to defend the hump argument, and that's where all this
elevation. That's the problem. There's no change in elevation.
Yeah, that's where the disconnect came in, Brummy.
That hump was level, which is inconsistent with what you said a minute ago.
What's that again?
You were suggesting that looking down through the water was level. That's consistent with what you were saying a minute ago.
From me to the boat. That's where I'm explaining the hump. That's me explaining the hump.
That's not level. That's just a straight line.
Hold on.
Brummy, stop using the word level. That's your problem. Don't use level. It's very confusing.
Well, it's not.
Well,
you guys confuse level with flat.
Or straight.
No, you guys confuse level with curved.
No.
Well, level can't be curved.
If it's perpendicular to the plumb, what's the problem here? What's the problem?
Anywhere on a curved line, if you can have perpendicularity to the plumb, that line will be curved and it will also be level. It's that simple.
It's not flat.
Understand?
Yeah, because if something
not
is
that hard to understand.
Because the plumb line can never be higher than the other. Any 2 points. So.
Have you ever looked up level in a dictionary?
That's the problem. The dictionary.
Yeah, the dictionary is the problem. What are you?
I think the problem comes with. I think the problem comes with when I say from level. If we draw a line from me to the boat, that's our level, and the elevation of the water, the hump. That I'm trying to explain the hump. So when I put a level,
the problem.
No. I get it, Brummy. I get it. But the problem is that you're talking about line of sight. So you see the boat line of sight. It's level to your eye line, and then the boat goes over the hump, as you call it, over the Earth's curvature, and it's no longer level, but it is level because it hasn't changed elevation.
But now we're talking about from me to the boat. We're not talking about level from now. We're talking.
It's not flat.
No, but we're trying to draw a level from me to the boat and the hump in between me and the boat. What's covering the boat?
Level is going to go across the water. If you want to draw a straight line from you to the boat, that's going to go through the water, and it won't be level.
No, it depends where you set your level. You can set your level to anything. You can level the wall. You can level the floor. You can level the ceiling. You can level not just. There's not just one level.
Correct.
Now look. I've changed that level from me to the boat, and the hump and the elevation of the hump in between us is the water. It's not fucking inconsistent. You just don't want to concede it because you have to concede there is a hump of water obscuring your boat.
Yeah.
And then when you raise your elevation, the hump disappears. So there was never a hump there. That's the problem.
If you lower your water level, do you lower the curve? Do you lower the hump? If the water level lowers, if the water level lowers, does the hump lower? Does that make sense? So, because to me, when I look out at the bowl of water is there. But if you see the boat is disappearing because of curve, what if the water level just keeps lowering and lowering and lowering until there's no more water? Where's the curve? Is it the bottom of the bowl now?
What up, Stiggy?
Well, Stiggy, then the observation wouldn't take place in the same manner. So what's your point?
Where does the curve go when the water disappears? Does the hump disappear when the water disappears?
The water is conforming to the forces acting upon it, which happens to be like a big container, because the Earth has dips where the water goes, and so if there's no water, what do you think remains after the water goes?
Well, this is what's interesting.
Is it canyon of water, a canyon of nothing?
So there's a canyon of nothing. So now your angle changes. So now you're looking down on the boat. So now does the boat have to travel further away from you to curve away?
Well, if you were standing on the shore watching the boat, and all of a sudden half of the water of the oceans disappear, you'd be looking on a downward angle at the boat, wouldn't you? But the water would still be having the forces acting upon it uniform. Still be very, very heavy ocean. So, it's only the elevation that would change, wouldn't it? Because it would no longer be sea level, would no longer be at your feet. I don't see the disconnect here.
I do the same thing on planes at home. So if I'm looking at a table, if I go from the table to the floor, if I go from the floor to the ground outside, it's just I'm going from one plane to a different plane. Does that make sense? And if I go if I'm on the second floor, then I'm going to a higher elevated plane.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a smaller plane. I'm not going onto a smaller curved overall. So when I look across, to me it looks like, okay, I'm just looking across a larger plane.
Right. Okay. But is a plane, equal to an ocean?
Well, yeah. I mean, the plane's huge, but the plane gradually slopes in all directions. Some in north, it could slope up to 500 feet higher than where I am, and then in the south, it could slope downward 500 feet.
But if a plane changed angles, would it therefore be another plane of reference?
Yeah, there'd be planes of references, different planes of references.
Right. So to draw a curve, how many planes would you need?
To draw, that's the thing is I try to draw curved planes and like waterfalls and rivers on a sphere, and I can't do it. So it just works better on planes of slopes and inclines.
Well, to draw a curve in 3D space, you need intersecting planes, don't you? A right plane.
I mean, if you have a concept, I guess you could make it into a concept, but physically, yeah, I don't know if it works. It doesn't look like it works. It looks more like a plane.
Right, because if you ever, there's the mapping of the seafloor and all the rest of it. So when you apply that mapped model to remove the water, you notice that it's a big container like lid without a lid that the water sits in. It has edges of the ocean seafloor, at the bottom of the seafloor, and all the forces of that are acting upon that make it uniform to stay on the earth. Now, the disconnect here is that if we remove all the water, the boat's not going to float. It's going to be somewhere on the bottom, and it would just be Brommy standing on the shore, looking down a huge hole to the boat.
Sounds like you described a big cup of water.
Well, that's kind of what it looks like, and I implore you to look at the models of Earth without water. They show you exactly what they look like, because
you think a sphere looks like a big cup of water?
Well, the Earth without water looks like
I think you're missing my
a bunch
point.
of land with big, deep caverns.
So you think Earth is a cup, is what I'm asking.
Well, Earth is not made of water, is it? It's covered by water.
I'm asking you a question. You just described the water as being in a cup. Now, how do you get a globe or sphere from a cup?
I said container. You said
draw
cup.
the container like a cup. Yeah, the container is a cup, right? Something that holds the water, a riverbed. It's like a cup.
Container without a
draw it out. Draw it out for me.
Is it?
Draw it out for me real quick.
You want me to draw the
thing
whole
that
Earth?
Contains water. Draw it out.
So if I
You just
thing, you won't be
described a
able
cup to
see
me.
the changes in elevation that contain the water very well.
Exactly.
Oceanic and continental tectonic plates.
Well,
Sounds flat.
color coordinated, the elevation changes are different colored.
It does sound like we're looking over a cup of water, just and if the water disappears, your angle changes, and so therefore you can see the boat. But then you're saying, well, the boat would now have to disappear even farther from this to disappear over my curve. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you remove the water, you remove all that height.
I never
You remove the water, remove all that height. Of course, you're going to need to go further.
Tectonic plate sounds flat to me. I never seen a curved plate. You guys seen one?
Yeah. Nope. You're right.
Tectonic plates are
tectonic planes
to the shape of what
just
they're
say
on.
tectonic. Just say tectonic planes.
Do you have trouble imagining things in 3D, Jeremy?
Yeah, he does.
Wait, can you guys not imagine a
Because I
three-dimensional
could draw a segmented curve that could represent moving back and forth planes.
I'm just saying
That
all
were
the
still
plates in my
curved, but the points of
plates in my house
contact
are
are
flat. None of my
flat.
plates are curved.
We
All
can
my
do a
bowls
lot of
are
things, but
all
let's
my
stick with reality, sheeple.
Well, that's what
all my
we
plates
know them
are
as.
all my plates are always flat though.
I'm
Right.
still waiting to see your cup
your
sphere,
kitchen
your
plate is the
container
same
sphere.
as the tectonic plate of the Earth. Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks for clearing
I'm
that.
waiting to see your level container sphere of water.
Well, there's a million plus pictures from space, but
No,
you
I
guys
was
think all
talking to
that's
Sheeple.
fake
I want him
drawing
to
is
draw it with an
incredible.
ink pen.
It can
What
be
you
fake.
guys are allergic to.
It can
2
be
million,
I want you guys to
all 2
draw it
million
out
of them,
with
all
an
10
ink
million
pen.
of them.
Well, this is a little faster.
There's not 10 million.
Yeah, I'm not
Let me
drawing.
know. Let me know when you get one picture of the flat Earth.
We need
One
to
whole
get-
picture of the flat Earth.
Yeah, we need to see a picture of the
It's
flat
kind of hard to hear all of y'all at the same time, y'all.
One scientist back up any of the bullshit you say. Just one.
You can't go high
No
enough.
scientists at all.
We can't go high enough. There's no amateur rocket that can
Yeah,
go high
yeah,
enough.
because find me one person, one professional that agrees with that. Nobody. You just
Find
make all
me-
this bullshit
find
up
me-
with your other,
find me
with your
an
other uneducated
amateur.
clown friends.
Wait. Find me an amateur rocket, an amateur, someone who's not affiliated with NASA that can go up as high as NASA can to see. Because we have to.
Serious?
We can't trust anybody. We can't
Do you
trust
know
anybody
how many
but
private
these companies.
You know how many
No,
private
these aren't
rocket
privates.
companies and space companies? Yeah, they're you can literally start one up
No,
yourself.
but why can't we do an amateur rocket? Because remember the Go Fast rocket, when the Go Fast came out, everybody was elated when that went up. And now you don't. There's only one Go Fast. Why isn't there hundreds of Go Fast rockets?
Okay,
No,
well,
there was
who's
more than
stopping
one.
you? There was multiple actually, but yeah, who's stopping you? You go make one.
I didn't see. I just saw the one.
Well, you didn't look. You just saw the one video that was passed
Well,
around
I was busy.
circles.
I've seen about 2 or 3.
You can look for it now. That's all right.
Okay, they've launched.
Granted, that was the one that had the best video, so that's the one that gets shared the most. But there were
Okay,
others.
so did the other two have video?
I've seen video of at least one other. I haven't looked at them in a
See,
while.
I've only seen at least one, and there should be hundreds.
No, I think there's
Anyway,
two videos at least.
I'm talking about that ones by that
Or
one.
just at least an amateur. If it's so easy to get up there, it should be an amateur. If those guys could do it, then all these
find me
amateurs should
one
come out and say, "Look, let's send it up."
professional that backs up anything the flat Earth says. Just one. You guys don't even have one. This is the biggest joke I've ever seen in my life.
And
You
why
can't
are they
even
all
find
in the
one.
same? Why are they all in the same country? Why isn't this done all around the world? Amateur rockets.
There is. You guys are just too stupid.
No,
to
hey,
look
come
at it.
on. That's inappropriate. We're not saying we're not saying you're stupid. We're just saying, look, there's one rocket go fast footage. We want a couple more.
Why do we have to pay Russia for
There's
anything?
hundreds of photos of
Why
rocket,
is
like
America
hundreds
paying
of
Russia
videos of rocket launches that you can look up from multiple
for
countries.
rockets?
Amateurs, though.
Because
Amateurs
they
are
have
different. This is like a
technology
small
that
rocket.
works
Nobody can go in.
efficiently and
Well, what I'm
reliably.
saying is why can't they get
Yeah,
up to like
right.
70 miles? Just small rockets.
Soyuz.
Tiny little fuckers. You know, like
Pretty
the ones
solid
that go
machine.
fast fuckers.
Everyone's just talking to themselves. Like they're just saying their own thoughts.
So you're telling me Americans can't repeat a piece of metal going up like a bottle rocket? You can't repeat circle after circle of telemetry?
Right, that's a question.
Come on,
That's a
big
question
circle,
from
little
Dan.
circle.
Dan, that's
Come
a
on.
question. So let's get an answer. I didn't actually hear the question. Someone over talked. What was the question? Dan, you have a question? No question.
He's saying, why can't
No,
small...
just an assertion.
I think he's asking why we can't have smaller rockets, like, October Sky with Jake Gyllenhaal. Jacob Gyllenhaal's character put up these little tiny rockets, but only to a certain elevation. The Go Fast rocket, I
No, that's
believe,
not
is
what he
how many
said at
miles?
all.
And he's saying, why can't we get these tiny rockets up there that's not with people in them?
Let's get an answer then. There's Borders who want to answer that, I'm sure. Why? Why can't we get more rockets, Borders?
There's lots of footage up there. People with
Amateur?
rectilinear lenses, amateur.
No,
yeah.
not rockets though. Not from rockets.
What do you
Come on,
mean?
there's only
Not
one.
from
You
rockets.
can. Why?
I just
hold on.
told you it's an amateur
can
rocket
only-
with a rectilinear lens.
What's the name of it? Because we can only name one. If we can only name one Go Fast, that's the only name that comes to us. The program, it Go Fast rocket. What's another name?
Oh man, due to the algorithm, it's been shut down because it had the title Flat Earth in it.
Oh
Give me a
man.
break.
Isn't that a
See,
problem?
it's crazy that it should just come to us.
Find me one professional that agrees with anything the flat Earth says. You guys don't even have one scientist, one anything to back up any of your
Stop
bullshit.
debating. We're looking for rockets. Rocket scientists.
We've got astronauts. We've even got astronauts that claim the world's flat. What are you gonna say about that?
No, you don't.
Yeah, we do.
Find one scientist that's ever said
We have
that.
an astronaut that says.
Brummy, don't. I suggest you remove that idea from your head.
No,
that's the Polish astronaut, right?
Yeah.
Who later said, if you ask stupid questions, you get stupid answers.
You know what I find you get?
Let's face it. Everybody thought he was joking, said it was in jest. But I've got a Polish relative that has clearly deciphered it, and he said it in a serious manner. There's no Polish humor behind it whatsoever.
Humor.
It was not. I'm telling you, it was not humor. It was literally him giving his answer about the world.
An astronaut
and he left a message on his Facebook.
So there you have it. One astronaut.
One
game over.
He left a message on his Facebook for all people concerned with what he said. Said.
I've talked to a lot of scientists and even some close friends that are in some of these fields. And when you get them liquored up or you get them stoned and you get them talking at the end of the night, a lot of them
they pull their pants down.
A lot of them at the end of the night, go, look. At the end of the day, we don't really know. All right, look, we're just doing the best we can.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of things we don't know, but to say we don't know, we are doing exactly. There's lots of things we don't know.
They admit
How
they
does
don't
them
know.
saying that mean the Earth is flat? Are you
No, it
serious?
just admits they don't
really
know
serious?
the model.
We got scientists in this chat.
The people not in the space organizations, the ones that are in physics and stuff, they're like, yeah, at the end of the day, I don't really know what the model is. It could be geocentric, it could be, but yeah, I have to trust certain people. That's what they do.
The physicists know what the model is because they're the ones making the model.
But they say it's a concept.
They
say
the model is not a perfect fit for reality, but it's very, very close.
Exactly. See, that's what they do is they cop it out with the words.
How are you done?
It's a net look.
It reminds me of the model on Beetlejuice, where he grabbed his and he said, "Nice fucking model."
At least we got one.
Yeah, at least we got a model that fucking works. Unlike you retard.
We've even got
space exploration. The civilian space exploration team that made the Go Fast rocket launched a total of 7 rockets. 2 of them were called Go Fast, by the way.
With video. I'm talking
We've even got Elon Musk.
Page
Elon Musk is the best flat earther out there. You can tell it's round because it looks so. You can tell it's round because it looks so flat.
Yeah, he never said that. That's not his quote.
This guy. This guy's got the best model.
He made a joke. And again, you guys take your only proof is jokes, which just shows what a joke.
Your fucking reality is a joke. Your reality is a joke. You're a joke. Your mom's a joke.
Zero proof for anything that you say.
But come on, there's people out there that believe. There's people out there that believe the Red Bull jump. They believe the Red Bull jump.
They're flat tangents.
Yeah, you don't even know what a tangent is, do you?
Yeah, it's a tangent line.
What is a tangent line, Brummy?
John, what do you want me to answer your question for?
You don't know what it is. Yeah, keep googling it. Google it. Buy yourself some time to Google it.
In a triangle, you got like 2 sides, and you got your hypotenuse like that, isn't it?
Tangent line is a triangle. Yeah, nice, dude.
Yeah, well done.
Well, show Bromy what a globe is.
It's incredible, Brummy.
Bromy wants to know what a globe looks like in a classroom setting, and I do too. Show us what that looks like.
Where's your flat Earth model? You have all this data. You have all the data.
No, you got all.
You have all the
You can tell it's round.
I don't have any data.
Go model it.
I don't have any data.
It's round, bro.
You have all the data.
No, you got all the data.
Why can't you make a model?
Let's be fair. The claim is the real claim is.
The claim is we all came out of school and were told it was a globe. Then we were smart enough to realize for ourselves
into a globe from a flat Earth.
You guys can't think for yourself. You only have one train of thought.
Why can't you reverse the process? If the globe was made into a globe from the flat Earth,
you need to reverse your process.
How do you reverse it back?
I'm not going to reverse the wrong process, goofball.
You found the method in which the madness was created.
The ball was wrong. So why would I reverse it back? What the fuck are you talking about? Reversing the ball
because
is right.
The claim is that it was claimed. The claim is that it was made from a flat Earth into a globe. So reverse it then. Make it work.
Yeah, reverse it to flat. You know why? Because that's all you can ever
'Cause it
produce is
doesn't
a
work.
flat
That's
scale
right.
model of any city, a
you
flat
can't do it.
model of any town, a flat monumental state. Show me anything other than a flat model for military purposes, please.
You can't
Show me
do
your
it.
ball model.
That's
I
why
know
you don't do it.
I know you
Hang
can't.
on, Sheeple, sorry, just so you know, Kosho and Chemo have broken up. Chemo's just said he's leaving. Kosho just said he's leaving. I'm so sad that the relationship's gone sour.
Who's leaving?
They'll be back
Kosho,
together.
he said it.
I'm leaving Chemo. He'll be back.
Wait, Kosho left the server?
Did he kiss him first?
No, he's leaving Chemo.
Wait,
He's
what?
leaving Chemo.
Are you guys gay or something? What's going on?
No, friends. They're blood buddies. You know, like
Wait,
you share
I don't get
blood.
it. So did the boyfriend, the gay boyfriends break up? What happened?
Right.
See, that's exactly the point. You guys don't get the joke.
Wait,
he's saying he's leaving because he's got something to go and do, and it's the way I put the inflection on it. That's so funny. That's awesome.
Wait, so you're Kosho's new gay boyfriend? What?
Is a tangent just another word for a slope?
He's basically saying like two boys going into the bathroom at the same time. It's a bit fucking suspicious. And it fucking, I'll get your open your fucking
anyway,
mind.
Wait, is that
back
true though?
to the argument. Back to the argument. You've got
yes, you're right.
a
You're
model.
actually the closest point to a tangent is.
A tangent is a slope, right?
A tangent is a straight line that intersects a curve at one point, which represents the slope at the point of intersection to that curve.
I thought it was the abrupt.
It's the derivative of the original function.
But yeah, it's back to what I was saying.
Wait a minute.
The reason you don't have a model.
The reason you don't have a city you can put on a globe, but I can put it on a flat table any day is what?
So again,
I can scale anything on this flat table.
Flight simulators are modeled on a globe. Google cities are modeled on a globe.
Regardless of your fake ass
Everything is
gravity.
modeled on a globe, and when we ask for a model because you claim it was made from a flat Earth to a globe,
Nothing's modeled on a
give
globe.
nothing but excuses.
Show your globe. Excuse
Let
boy.
Demok out of his cage again.
Yeah, I mean,
The only way you can model any city,
water is
any
pure
state,
hydrogen.
any town, any country is on a flat plane, sons.
Yeah,
Try it
that's why you don't
otherwise. Show us on a
have,
ball.
That's why you don't.
Show us your country on a
distances
ball.
Don't make sense on a flat map, right? Is that why, Demok?
Yeah, they only make sense on a flat map.
Cities don't make sense on a flat. Earth.
Listen, because you're too retarded to put the distance right. That's your problem, buddy. Because you're a fucking retard.
Where's the map?
You didn't even make that didn't even make no sense. That's how fucking dumb you are, dude.
Makes a lot
Did you
of
literally
sense.
just say stretching a fucking
It makes
put
a
a
lot
where
of
you want
sense.
to doesn't make
Why,
a sense for the
you brought up
distance.
cities, Demok. How
You
come the distances
listen on a
between
model.
cities
You
don't
put
make
shit
sense
where
on
you
a
want,
flat Earth?
retard. What are you talking
fucking
about
idiot.
distance? You just place it where you want, motherfucker.
You don't
What are
know.
you
The
talking about
distances don't make
distance?
sense. Go get
On a
me three
model?
cities.
What is a
Listen,
model?
Take
What does a
three
model
cities,
mean to you?
Take the
What does a model
distances
mean?
between them. Make them
Your
make sense
Earth
on a
model,
flat
what
Earth.
does that
They
mean?
don't. You know why? Because you're an idiot.
Let's read the word model in the dictionary real quick. What does that
and
mean?
then also, if you guys want to do trivia, we're doing trivia down below. It's pretty fun, but
I just want to hear who doesn't understand what dihydrogen monoxide means.
all right, we're playing down below. Come join.
Probably you if you're asking the question.
Hey, Demok, what's dihydrogen oxide?
Sounds like fun.
Well, dihydrogen monoxide is water.
Well, no, you don't say monoxide.
Sounds nice.
It's assumed singular. You only add the mono if it's at the front. So if you said
Yeah, but you realise who we're
Sounds like
talking to, right?
yeah,
cooled down
that's
steam
true,
to me.
I mean, Demok doesn't understand any of
It
these.
sounds like cooled down steam to me.
Hey, Demok, is it true fish breathe pure hydrogen? Water is just pure hydrogen. There's no oxygen in water.
Water is water, son.
Even though 60% of our oxygen comes from the oceans.
Yeah,
Water is water. I don't think so.
What's that water made of, Demok? What's that water made
Water
of?
is made of water. W-A-T-E.
Water made of?
Write that down.
What's water made of?
Water.
So you're telling me we have all this technology and we still don't understand what water's made out of?
Nope.
Nope, you sure don't.
How do you, like, I don't know if you're trolling or you take yourself serious, but Demok, you're the biggest clown on this server.
He's mentally ill.
We know what water's
Water is
in.
kinetic energy. Everything acts like kinetic energy. Everything acts like a vacuum. Shit converts to fucking pump.
What about
the
that
pump
which is
process
static
kinetic
then?
energy converted to the fucking body or the motherfucking fish.
Before you get on a
Listen,
roll
do you
here, buddy.
understand that sharks smell
What if it's
the kinetic
static?
electrical voltage
What
current
if it's
of the other
static and
fish?
not kinetic?
Demok, how
Come
come
on.
you're the only
Listen,
one that believes in all this
There's
crazy
no
shit?
difference. Electricity's
How
electricity,
come
moron.
only you?
The only difference
how
is
come
the
the world
amount.
moves on and you're the only one that believes all this crazy shit that you think is
The
right?
only
but no one
difference
else
of
does?
water is the amount you use, right? The percentage. It's the same with anything. It's the
You're the
percentage of
only one
electricity,
that believes in
right?
all your crazy
You just have
bullshit.
different amounts of sizes or scaled down fucking ideas. It's just different amounts. You give different names. It's all fucking
You're literally
electricity,
the only one
retards.
that believes in all this stupid, crazy
No,
bullshit.
you're the
It's 'cause you're
retards
crazy.
that think
You should not
electricity has
skip your
10 different
medication.
fucking names.
Who skipped
What
your
10
medication?
names does a lightning bolt have, retard?
Get
He's
your
brilliant.
medication, dude.
He's
Get your
brilliant.
medication.
He
The
doesn't need
fuck are you
medication.
talking about?
He has no medication needed. You're crazy for saying that. That's crazy to talk.
He says
I think that's
he said
you're doing it for
water is
defense.
made out of pure hydrogen. Like I don't know how this dumbass takes himself serious.
I
you
said
keep
water's
talking over
water.
him.
I don't know what you keep saying hydrogen for.
clearly-
I said water's water because water's
Water is not
Hey,
water. What are you
Hey,
talking
we know
about?
water can only be in a
Yes, it
container.
is.
What
No,
container
water is made
Water
up
is
of.
two liquids.
What?
Water's one liquid.
Water's two liquids. It's
It's
two
one-
different liquids in one. There's
it's-
two
What?
things going on there.
What?
Yeah.
What?
There's a positive and a negative liquid.
What?
That's why water seeks its level, son. You don't know nothing about hydrostatic electricity.
Wait.
Huh?
What are you? Wait, what
You
are
don't
the
know
two
nothing about
liquids that make up
hydrostatic
water?
fluid
No, hold
dynamics.
on.
You don't know
What's the
anything
two
about
liquids that make water?
hydrostatic fluid dynamics.
We
You
do
better
know
go
that.
back
I
to
wanna
school,
know.
son.
Please enlighten
You
me,
want
Demok.
me
I
to
wanna
take
get
you
enlightened
back
by
to
you.
school on
Yeah,
hydrostatic
please
fluid
take me to
dynamics?
school, please, Demok. What's the two
Water
liquids that
is
make
two
water?
different things. How can you
Yeah, what are they?
separate water from water, son? With water.
Hydrolysis.
Answer me that riddle.
Hydrolysis, actually. You get
With
hydrogen
water,
gas and oxygen
motherfucker.
gas. You can
With
literally
water,
separate
bitch.
water into hydrogen. We did this in
With
fucking
water.
chemistry
You
class, you
separate
fucking
water
dumbass.
with water.
We literally did this in you put a
You
current,
can
you put two
also
electrodes.
make heavy water
Yes.
deuterium.
All I see is water, boys.
That has to do with isotopes.
Unless you put kinetic energy
No,
into it,
Demok,
all I
literally
see
in
is water.
chemistry class, we took
Yeah,
distilled water,
you put
two
chemicals in
electrodes
there.
and
Yeah,
then
you
we
put
got
electrodes in
hydrogen
there,
gas, you get
and
hydrogen
you got
gas
electrodes
and oxygen
out.
gas.
Imagine that.
No,
You
dude,
put
it's called
electricity in and got a
hydrolysis.
kinetic energy out.
Called
Imagine that. What a
hydrolysis,
fucking
buddy. They
retard.
do
You
it
don't
all
get
the
it.
time, and
I
many,
can't
that's
help
how
it. You're
submarines
dumb.
make their oxygen
I
in the
can't help
fucking
it. You're
ocean.
dumb, dude. Yeah,
How
right,
do you
dummy.
think submarines get their oxygen?
Yeah, right,
They have a
Dumbo.
hydrolysis machine that takes the oxygen from the water and puts it into the
It's
submarine.
called kinetic energy, motherfucker.
You don't know what kinetic energy is. You don't know anything.
Just explained it
You
to
literally
you,
don't
bitch.
know
Apparently
anything.
you don't.
You are literally wrong in everything you believe.
No, you're wrong.
Wait,
Everything
Sorry.
you believe is
is the
wrong.
ocean hydrostatic?
Yes. Yep, and it's got salt, and it's super electroconductive too. It's badass. Yes.
So why is distilled water
It has
not
a different
electric?
temperature differential at different parts.
Why is
Yep.
distilled water not
The bottom has a
conductive?
different temperature differential than the top, and then the resistance. It's just a big resistor. Water is a resistor to the vacuum of whatever happens around it or in it.
So
Sounds like
retarded.
Peter
It's
and
just
Pete
hilarious.
nonsense.
Why
Well,
does
yeah,
everything act like a
it's really-
vacuum?
it's
High to low,
really,
right?
really
High pressure to low pressure. That's a vacuum effect. Fuck you. Go back to school.
Vacuum effect?
Yeah,
High
everywhere's
pressure
a
to low
vacuum, son.
pressure.
Everywhere's a vacuum, son.
Is my coffee just water?
Yes.
High pressure to low pressure.
No,
No,
it's
no.
Is a
fucking
vacuum.
The way you turn
tea leaves.
water to coffee is you just put some
It's
pressure
coffee
in it, and
leaves,
then it transforms
beans.
into a coffee, according to them all.
It's coffee beans and water, man. What the fuck you talking about? Ground up beans.
Yeah, but the thing is, why is it a liquid when I put a solid in it?
Why is water a liquid? What the fuck did you just ask
why
me?
is the coffee a liquid when I put a solid in it, you
I don't know.
dumbass?
Why is there soot in the water? Why? I don't know. Why does
Yeah,
soot build up
exactly.
in the
So
river?
you don't know what you're talking about because you don't understand chemical reactions.
No, listen to me. Soot builds up in the river all day. Rocks flow with the water. What the fuck? How's that going to make the rocks water, retard? You're stupid, dude. You said a coffee bean makes water a coffee bean now?
Okay, so
Is that
then
that's
what
going
makes
on
a
here?
rock smooth when it's in a river?
You're a fucking retard. Show me a round fucking planet, dummy.
Hey,
I
Demok,
just
why
asked you a question.
why is distilled water not conductive to electricity? You know distilled water is?
Because it is electricity.
Water is electricity.
Yeah, water is electricity.
Yeah, that's why it's
Thank you,
called
thank you,
current.
Demak.
That's
I
why it
wish I
has
knew
a
this earlier.
currency.
Wait, are lakes
Current.
hydrostatic? Are
A
lakes
currency.
hydrostatic?
Current.
Just
A
ignore
current and a
Demok.
flow.
Are lakes
Water
hydrostatic?
is
It's the
currency.
stupidity that comes out of his mouth.
Yes,
Water is
but they
currency.
don't have as much of potential as like a flowing
Water is
body. No.
electricity because of currents.
If you have a
What the
flowing
fuck?
body of water, it has more kinetic potential. It has more of a magnetic field
It has
behind it.
currents in it, so it's electricity.
Yeah, I
Right.
didn't
So do
know
you
it
hear
had
me,
an
Good White?
amperage.
Good White was asking the actual
magnetic.
question.
It's magnetic.
You guys think you fucking know everything.
What is magnetic?
Oh,
Can you guys
so
at least trigger Demok?
Why do you think a
AVW
balloon pushes it
Hang
away?
on. Why do you think a balloon
rubbed
means
on your head
amps
pushes
equals
it away?
volume of water?
The same potential does what, guys? When you rub a balloon on your head, you add a potential
How
to
do
the
I
balloon.
turn my cup of
Now,
water
when you
into
put it on the
electricity?
wall, what happens? It has the same
Imagine
potential
if you
as
could do
water,
that.
just
Imagine
what?
who would pay for power
Pushes
after
away.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I wish
Oh,
we knew
listen to
Demok's
that.
secret
So,
technology.
Run a
Yeah,
bath
but
and
his
then just
water,
have
his
power
water's,
for a week.
yeah, his water's fucking up his connection. He's roboting.
Can you guys hurry up the pace and trigger Demok so he gets muted again, please?
There's no one around here to
I'm
mute
working
him.
on it. Yeah, but I'm working on it,
No,
right?
you guys
That's why I brought
weren't
up the
here last
coffee
time.
analogy.
Demok said that water, there's no oxygen in water, and it's pure hydrogen. And then I asked him, like, how do fish breathe in the water? And he said, yeah, they breathe pure hydrogen. So Demok knows, guys.
Water is pure water.
Demok knows the real
keep
stuff.
that in the 8-2s and O's.
Par for the course.
How are you going
Yeah,
to?
hang on. I was just going to wonder
that's
if
a really,
if a moray or electric eel
characterizing that
has
exchange.
hydrogen in it, will it go atomic?
Can we see
Yeah,
if
that's a really
anyone
good
else?
way of characterizing that exchange because I was there for that exchange and that's not what he
Yeah,
said.
that's literally what
See,
he
this
said.
is-
I confirmed with him 3 times, and he said
Okay.
yes to all of them.
This is
Let's deal with-
fascinating. This is actually fascinating with hydrostatic pressure when wide basements flood. Is there's a water table in the ground, a non-curved water table, because you don't have curved tables either, and they call it a water table. And when the water table gets full, that increases the pressure, which
It's
causes
not an
the
actual
water to.
table, though, is it?
No, but they refer to it as because they know that water's flat and level, and it's just
So
easy
you
that way.
just
Yeah,
just
Well,
made a
why would they
positive
call it-
claim
because,
that it's
water
not
conforms
curved.
Well, you could call it a water plate, a water table, a water plane,
It's not like
a water
water
bowl.
conforms to the forces.
But how many things can you call it that aren't curved on the outside?
Yeah, but that also means that the 10
describes-
times tables is flat because
Here's
of
the thing,
table.
all these things that we describe the almost the
multiplication
characterization
table
of the
also
thing,
a physical table?
and it doesn't describe like a curved surface. Everything these people describe always a surface that's deriving from a plane.
No.
So yeah, you know what I mean. So there's water under the ground even. So there's a bowl of water under the ground, if you don't want to call it a table, and the hydrostatic pressure is what pushes the water. So there's no pulling involved. There's more pushing again when it comes to this realm. There's more pushing
I
than
really
pulling.
don't know what your point is.
Well, you guys are just going on and on about him, questioning hydrostatic pressure, and you guys still have this, deep-seated, nauseating
water is water.
He
does not know what hydrostatic pressure
Okay,
is.
Stiggy, what's water?
From what I've been told, it's two different bonds of it's two molecules, right?
So it's not just water. Water's not just water.
Well, is it two gases? And what are gases? Just thinner water?
is two gases. Water
Isn't
is two
gas?
gases.
Isn't gases just thinner water?
Well, Demok was. Let's see if you agree with this. Demok was telling us that water is just
or a thinner
water.
liquid. A thinner liquid. He said.
Okay.
I think he
it's
first
also
said
magnetic.
liquid.
It's also electric, and that's why it finds its level. Do you agree with any of those things?
I do believe there's conductivity with the
Not with
the magnetic
distilled water.
electric.
There's no
with
electricity in
the
distilled
ocean.
water.
Well, with salt.
Conductivity is
Maybe with
not
the salt.
what we're talking about here. We're talking about it's inherent in it.
Yeah, why
Electric.
does water need salt ions to be conductive? Why is that, Sticky?
You know,
You know what ions are?
First time I looked into this was probably 4 years ago. So I haven't looked into so I refreshed myself. There's so much to look into this topic. And you guys you guys will run down someone's body and up and down their body and you'll paint them. You'll tell them
water is not conductive.
You don't know what
Distilled water isn't conductive, you idiot.
Hydrostatic pressure
At all?
is. How
Yeah,
fucking
at all.
dare you come
You're
in here?
wrong.
No,
that's
I'm
the
not
kind of
actually.
level where it's like,
Distilled water is
okay, I don't know how
distilled
to
water is not
conductive.
conductive. You fucking idiot.
No,
It
it
needs
has
ions
very,
to
very, very
transfer the
low
electric current. You
Who are you talking
piece
to?
of shit.
It
Who are you
better not
talking
be.
to?
It better not be. I just put it in my laser cutter.
You better talk. You're talking to yourself.
Like non-conductive at all.
Okay, I didn't hear what you said.
I said distilled
let's
water has
bring
a
it back.
very, very low conductivity, but it's still
Yeah,
conductive
just
a
change
little.
it to deionized water,
He's
because
saying
then
that
we'll understand.
distilled water has no conductivity, and he's wrong about that.
Deionized.
It might have
common
smaller
everyday
amounts.
sense,
It might
no,
be
it's not conductive. Like, you want to go to the atomic level, buddy?
might be
you don't even understand
negligible.
what a fucking atom is yet.
Well, wait a minute. It might be
Guys, hold your
negligible.
horses.
Can ionize into hydrogen and hydroxide. So
Yeah, there's
Everything's
free
electrically
ions in the
charged.
water, but
Everything's electrically
but
charged.
it's still considered
you're wrong when you
non-conductive.
say it's not conductive
Everything
at all.
has electric
You're wrong.
charge.
It's
Everything has
considered
some sort of electric
non-conductive.
charge. Yeah, but everything has some sort of electric charge.
No,
Why
no,
do
it
you
actually,
use
no, it
deionized
doesn't,
water in
actually.
your
Yes, it
battery
does.
for your car then?
Everything
No,
does.
it doesn't.
Yes, it does. We're told
You're-
everything has an electric
Dude,
potential.
no,
Yes, it does.
Typically, it's like 100% claiming that
People
water.
with no
I'm talking.
chemistry background at all, you just take Google. You're an idiot percentage.
Does it have
If you're-
electrons in
if
it?
You're literally
Does
you
it
are
have
in here every day
electrons?
wrong. You're just
Does
you're
it have
being wrong on
electrons?
everything you say.
Does it have
Oh,
electrons?
I'm talking right here. If you have the opinion that
Does
distilled
it have
water
electrons?
is completely
Why?
not
Okay,
conductive,
I never said
then
that.
how about you
I
fill up
never
the
said that, you
Hippity.
idiot. I never
distilled
said that, you
water?
idiot.
Can I read you guys a sentence?
I never said it's 100% non-conductive. There's
Well,
free.
both of you numbnuts be
There's
quiet
free
for a second.
ions from the distilled water.
Let Rocket
Numbnuts, be
go.
quiet for a second. Pure distilled and deionized water has a conductivity of 0.05 microsiemens per centimeter. Okay, will you both you shut up now?
There you go. Wrecked.
Okay, so it's just like
now compare
t
that-
to the minus
compare that to
torr.
ionized water.
It's like t to the
Percentage
minus
doesn't know
torr
a
of
single
ion.
thing that he says ever.
Bro, you got wrecked. You said it's not conductive at all.
No, I didn't say that. You didn't get the context of what I said.
Bro,
it's considered
you're a
non-conductive
crack.
in general.
Just concede, you
got
little
wrecked,
bitch.
bro.
Yeah,
Concede for
you're a
what?
crash
Once in
dummy
his shit
right
life,
now.
You're literally
concede.
wrong every day you're in here, percentage.
Just
You're
concede for once in his shit life. Prohibit it.
You're literally wrong on everything you believe.
And you're wrong right now, bitch. And you're wrong right now.
I'm not
You're wrong right now.
Hey, Brummy, the guy with the middle school education, I'm not wrong. There is free
I've
ions.
got a
in distilled
fucking
water,
higher
but
school
it's
education,
it's
bro.
still considered non-conductive.
What you want? I've got a diploma. What have you got? What education you got? What have you got?
You
Have
have
you
no
got a degree in
education in
anything?
anything. You literally dropped out in middle school.
Hippity, don't die in this. Hippity,
okay,
just
cool, I didn't know
just
that.
say
Yeah,
that
you're
that's
right,
what it
now
is
I
and
know.
move on.
Yeah,
Okay?
you're right.
Oh,
Okay,
you're right, you're
concede, bitch. Concede.
That's what the value is. Okay, just go
So
on.
much
Value.
fun to concede. It feels
Concede,
good to
bitch.
concede.
Hey,
Brummy,
I want to
you're
hear
not
from Brummy.
helping either.
Concede.
I want to hear
You're not helping.
from Brummy, do you think water's magnetic?
Water is magnetic. Oh, that's a good one. I don't know. I wouldn't say it was, no, but
And
I
electric?
wouldn't say it was. But it can conduct electricity very well.
Yes, it can conduct, but is it inherently electric?
Is it inherently electric? I think like the Aztecs did used to use it as a static. They used to
How
get a
big's
lot
the
of static. I
field?
think.
How big's the field the water's in?
And
I
also
wasn't
the
finished
funny-
explaining. So, hold on. Was it Sepal?
Mm.
If I was aware, the Aztecs used to use it in the pyramids. The Nile. They used to use the flow of the river in a very confined space, and it used to create a lot of static electricity. So, I mean, from what I know, I've been taught how to to use the water as electricity, but there is a lot of energy in water. So I don't know. It's a question I don't know how
What about
to.
the Moses effect? What about the Moses
Wait,
effect?
hang on. I didn't know the Aztecs were on the Nile.
What about the Moses effect?
What's it called then? I forgot what it's called. I forgot what it's called. Is it
The
the-
Egyptian.
Yes,
What's the fuck is it?
America, buddy.
Doesn't
the
Brummy,
You just did a Davros. You just did an Amazon job.
The salinity of the water makes a
Brummy,
difference
listen
too,
to me.
right?
Brummy, you got my attention, Brummy?
What?
Brummy, look up the Moses effect.
Moses effect. What's that?
Just look it up.
Just explain it.
No, it's the
time for
it's the osmosis effect. Okay, it's the Australian Moses effect.
No.
So the salinity of the water makes a difference too, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, what are we talking about? Yeah, what's this Moses
liquid
effect?
Is liquid water affected by magnetic fields?
I'm not sure. I
tried it the other day. I had a bunch of magnets that could snap together really quickly, little neodymium, and guess what? No.
You're not strong enough. You don't have a strong
That's what I'm
enough
saying.
field.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't have a strong
I
enough
would
field.
assume no.
He doesn't
Yeah,
I
have
would
a strong
assume
enough
no. That's what I'm
field.
saying.
Correct. Okay,
has a
Brummy,
weak
final
field.
question. And the only reason I'm asking you these questions is because these were said by Demok. Okay, so I just want to see. I'm just trying to get like a feel for the room, who agrees, who doesn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Is water just water?
No.
Thank
you. Got seawater. You got tap water. You got fucking distilled water. You got
brackish.
You know, but in effect, like it's still water. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
water,
it's kind of
just
a
water. It's not made up
man.
of
Is
two
it just
things.
water though? It's like when you say it's just water, it's just water.
Yeah.
But it's got loads of most water that I know it has. To have pure water would be to just having just water, wouldn't it? So, for example, you'd have to fucking boil it and condense all the steam off it and fucking put it through a distiller, and you have to just to get just water alone. The water on the grand scale of things always comes with other different things in it. But
so water consists of hydrogen and oxygen, right?
That's basically the molecule
And
composition
Brummy,
to make water.
just to give you a quick little to enlighten you, buddy. Pure 100% water, if we could ever distill it that well, is non-conductive. Okay, so I wasn't fucking wrong, you clown.
Bro, you said distilled water. So
yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
you said distilled water.
You just don't listen percentage because you're
You move the goalpost. You're moving the goalpost.
Water.
You're moving the goalpost, Hippity. That's what you call moving the goalpost
If you
fallacy.
had any chemistry background, you know the point I was trying to make with the
No,
distilled water example.
you're moving the goalpost fallacy.
Distilled water is non-conductive.
Moving the goalpost fallacy.
No, yeah, you're just wrong as usual. You take things out of context. It's a perfect example of you two being clowns.
No, all we're doing is taking what you said word for word and then saying distilled water, is it conductive?
Yeah,
and obviously it is.
Okay.
So dumb, Brummy. Oh my
god.
I'm just saying that's what you said.
Let's have some
what you said. That's moving the goalpost. You know what I mean?
No one can pronounce fucking words, middle school students.
Say the word.
You can't even
the word Brummy.
You can't pronounce words. Kids do in middle school. That's what a clown you are.
We learned the word. We learned the word, but let's have some. Let's have some clear. Let's have some clear.
Let's have some parliamentary procedure here.
The point is you said
let's have some
water,
parliamentary
you were
procedure.
That's it.
Right. Percentage. You were right to a degree. Hip hoppity, you were right to a degree. Wrong and wrong to a degree also.
I was
because
right 100%.
there is an element of conductivity, but not enough to be conductive.
No.
Not nothing and zero at all.
100% distilled water. It's completely non-conductive at all. I was right.
Really? So even the hydrogen,
100% distilled, completely just H2O. Yeah, that is non-conductive.
It won't ionize at all.
Rocket, I'm going to you. Rocket for the answer. Rocket.
I posted the article. I mean, it's like was a micro Siemens
No,
percent.
that's in the distilled water that we have. I was talking about pure 100% H2O. That's non-conductive.
I'm gonna need a
citation. Really gonna it doesn't fucking matter. You guys don't listen. You're arguing about a point as usual that doesn't fucking matter.
He can't. Percentage never knows what he's saying. He just likes fucking
you didn't know
at straws as usual.
You said it's not conductive at all. I have to emphasize that and confirm it. You did, and you're wrong.
You don't even understand.
There's
10 to the negative 6 and 10 to the negative 11 vacuum.
Bloody well zero.
Okay.
Let me know when you understand what a vacuum is, percentage, you stupid piece of shit.
Okay, but let's not move the point. If there's just the smallest amount of conductivity, then it's not 0% conductive. Okay, if it's 0.005 or whatever it was, micro Siemens, whatever that means.
Someone say Siemens?
Then there's still something there. And even if that's found in 100% distilled, then still there's something there. So the claim was nothing. There's something, but conductivity, the main point of the argument, no, it's not conductive.
In theoretical,
can we just
100% water? Yeah, there's no conductivity.
Yes.
Why is that anyway? Why is that? Because I mean, I'd have thought water was just because of the way it works. That it can conduct electricity. Why is it that distilled water?
I've got a point of contention I have to bring up with Rocket. When he first said 0.005 Siemens, the last of my coffee ended up on my fucking wall. You owe me a coffee.
Micro Siemens.
Somebody was going to Hibbity, can you explain to me, please? All right.
So regular water.
Rami, I'm posting an article that I need you to look at, please.
Can you give me an explanation why
electricity? Yeah, sure. Electricity is the movement
There you go,
of
Brahmi.
electrons from one point to another.
Yeah.
Regular water, those electrons can't move. But when you have ions in there, like let's say you put salt water,
Yeah.
you get the sodium and I can't completely remember. You get those ions,
Yeah.
and those ions can conduct they can move the electrons through the water.
You joking? So let's say like you
Am I
put
joking?
like, for example, let's say you got really pure distilled water. Yeah. Let's say a bathtub, or no, let's say something bigger. Let's say a swimming pool of it.
Sure.
And then at one end of the swimming pool, you added a bit of salt, and the other side you added some salt. Would that entire pool become electric conductive then?
Once those ions distribute through the pool, yes.
So it needed.
But,
So
like,
so
if you,
you know what?
if you- no, let's say you're in the middle. Let's say you're in the middle of the pool, and then two people pour the salt in this hypothetical pure water. The middle of it would not be conductive.
So basically, the middle will be
ions
all right. The middle will be insulated, wouldn't it? That would be so water. That distilled water could basically work as an insulator up until the point that the salt has been distributed evenly through it.
There's 3 ions moving in it.
The only way to try this is do it full of put some electric spark in both ends and see what happens. You know, test the theory.
I mean,
An
satellite
H2O of
posted,
water ionized to hydrogen and hydroxide.
Satellite posted a great video where somebody was
Can you answer the question,
shaking
bro?
shaking a salt shaker into this this thing. I have to try to find his post, but yeah, you
Tippity,
can see it in action.
distilled water ionized.
Yeah, it does actually.
Okay.
But I was talking about pure 100%.
Yeah,
the
pure
theoretical
100% distilled water. Theoretically,
water.
distilled water cannot ionize.
No, the ionization process still they randomly do ionize.
Okay, so
But
the
I was
H2O will
talking
turn
about
into
hold
hydrogen.
on. I mean, you really want to go down this?
proton.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I want to go down this.
I put distilled water in my laser cutter.
That means that
because I have to.
What's that?
Why do I have
use
to?
the ionized water in my radiator, and also to top up. Old batteries use deionized water to be able to keep the lead from corroding.
Yeah, answer why I use it in my laser cutter. Percentage.
And what was the question?
Why do I use distilled water in my laser cutter? CO2 tube.
You tell me. I don't have a laser cutter, bro.
Because
the cricket down boy.
we get because the distilled water doesn't have the minerals that would cause it to cloud up and leave behind residue from the water itself as it's heated.
Okay. What's that have to do with the H2O itself ionizing?
And also because it's
That's the whole point.
It's in it. Also,
No,
it's because
my
it's
point
a
is that
electric tube,
Even if there's
laser
even if
tube.
you have really soft water, like with no total dissolved solids, nothing that can cause issues with your laser tube or what have you. You still have H2O.
You
and
could
H2O
you could use it. You could use it, but you'd kill the laser tube very quickly.
Okay, that's fine. My point is that H2O, pure water, will still ionize, right? And after ionizes, it'll.
What it ionizes into? Do you know what it ionizes into percentage?
Yeah. Did you finish googling it?
I know more about this than you'll ever know in your life.
Obviously not, since you're making dumb claims.
Yeah, let me take AP chemistry and have any knowledge. in
Yeah,
anything.
ionizes
You have
into
no,
the
you have no
hydrogen
background in any
hydroxide
science or computer science or anything, dude.
You
You're the
have
least
no
educated
clue
person
what
in
my
this entire
qualifications
Discord.
are. You
You're
have
the
no
least
clue.
educated person in science in this entire
That's funny,
Discord.
'cause I might be one of the most.
Did you take any physics? Did you take any chemistry,
did
any
actually,
biology,
yeah, I
any
was
computer
quite-
science? You're
Yep.
literally the least
Prerequisite.
educated person in this
Science
entire
wasn't a
server.
prerequisite, but physics and biology were.
Dude, you have no physics background.
You
After
have-
hearing you for as
you
long as
have
I have,
no
you have
clue,
literally
buddy.
no physics
Hey,
background in anything.
Look at this
What
ad
are you
hoc.
lying
Hey,
to?
stop red herring and asking answer the question. Can water
Vlad,
ionize?
at least
Yes or no?
memorize 2 words.
Can
It
water
ionizes
ionize? Yes or no?
into. Listen. It does ionize into hydroxide. Then you get this free.
Okay, now what's the
hydrogen atom.
what's the
But-
charge on hydroxide?
No, I know it's negative, but
Okay,
I was
great.
talking about
And
a
the-
pure.
and the
My
hydrogen
point was.
What's the charge on that?
My point was. It's positive, buddy.
Okay.
You're the one that Googled these
So,
things.
so are those not electric charges that would cause conductivity?
Let me give you an example here. I'm gonna post something.
What's the positively charged ion called?
or not percentage? Shut
No, just be patient as I prove this kid wrong.
What is Boomer? All Boomer ever adds is like some complaining old shriveled up, man. Like, listen, man, just sit down and chill because your pacemaker's going to give in.
So Hippity, if a fluid has free anions and cations, does it not have? Does it not?
Okay, my point with the ionization thing in the first place had to do with him. Like he talked about water being electricity. I brought up pure distilled water. Now, auto ionization.
No, before you just brought distilled water, and you said it has no conductivity, and you were wrong about that. And then you tried to save face. Hold up, you tried to save face by saying pure,
at a very
absolutely
tiny rate.
pure distilled
That
water.
wasn't my point.
And even then, it will still ionize and be conductive. So you were wrong in both cases.
No, dude, you just don't have trouble listening to the context of what I said.
Yo, it's
I know
alright,
what
man.
auto
Forget it.
ionization is, dude.
If you don't want to take the L because of the chip on your shoulder, that's cool,
L,
man.
dude. The fucking thank you, man. Pure, like I said, pure theoretical distilled water. No auto ionization. Yeah, that's not conductive. If you fucking listen for 2 seconds, but you don't know how to Google what any of these words meant in the first place. You know what? I got your shit.
Bro.
Hey, listen, man. You like googling all these things? How about you actually learn some of this stuff and you don't
I
say
know
half the stupid shit that you do?
Hibbity, the most dumb shit I've heard from anyone has been from you. You bash on Jews all the time. You bash on fucking. You said that life is a lie.
Okay, listen. You don't live
I
in America.
I finished. I'm listening. You say I'm in a listening mode of all the dumb shit you've said. You also said that fucking babies are fucking. Apparently, that babies are from day of conception, which is another fucking dumb shit you said. And what else you said? Oh fuck me, I forgot. We have said all this dumb shit as well.
Neither of those things are dumb shit. And if I were to list all the dumb shit you said, we would be here for the next 10 hours.
Good.
Okay.
I'm glad that you disagree with me because that means you're a dumb person. So.
Here, man. What I'm saying is, you guys, you're the least educated people on this server when it comes to science.
I'm more educated than you.
Yeah, I bet you are, man. You and percentage are the least educated
people
people in the entire server.
What's your grade, bro?
You should get some education.
What's your grade, bro? What's your grade?
You really wouldn't say half the stupid shit that you do if you did.
Stop projecting, bro. You were wrong back to back.
I wasn't, dude. You don't even know what auto ionization is.
Bro.
You had to Google up what any of these words meant.
Ionization. Okay, like X-rays.
Grasping at straws.
It's pure. It's theoretical pure H2O water. It's pure 100%. H2O water. Is that gonna happen?
All right, you all right.
No,
you changed the premise. You changed the premise. You moved the
goalpost. That was my point. You just don't fucking
Percentage was right though. Percentage was right. Distilled water is still conductive. What you meant to say is pure H2O at its basic functions level. Pure. That's a different question. You moved the goalpost. Just concede. Just concede.
You just don't listen. You're retarded.
Well, I listened clearly to you. That's why I'm saying you should need to concede. I listened to perfectly clear. I heard you say distilled water is not conductive. Then you got blasted by rocket science.
Shove your biscuit in your crumpet up your ass, Brummy.
Listen, I'll eat a crumpet out your girl's ass, man.
We've come a long way away from the original level. I don't know how we got to this water stuff, but
percentage.
Where are we
going? Words. Percentage. Google the few words.
Can you Google concession?
I already know this.
Where are we going?
Google the word concede. Google the word concede. Concede.
Yeah, mods would be nice.
Where are we going? Where's the captain?
Yeah, let's not we keep on beating a dead horse. Let's just move forward.
All right. So the flat Earth is dead. I agree.
Flat Earth's been dead.
See what I did there? I brought levity.
Yeah, hang on.
Is it conductive?
I've got a quote from something that I used to listen to when I was in my 20s. It's Sunday morning. I'm waking up. I can't even focus on my coffee cup. Now shut the fuck up.
I like it. I've actually been holding my coffee for a while. It's beautiful.
What's up, Rocky?
I'm willing to concede a point, and that is that you cannot pronounce specificity.
Specificity.
Concede,
man! Brummy, concede.
He just said it.
Exactly. I just said it.
Come on, Brummy. Concede, man. Concede,
Specificity.
Or the one-off. Okay.
We got it.
You should have stopped, brother. You should have stopped.
You
should have stopped. No, you have to.
Concede.
Now you have to concede.
No, but
No, he has to conceive.
Fist out of 3.
Nah,
Go
I
again.
said it. I said it though. I still said it though.
One.
So I can say it, but I can't say it consistently. I can still say it, just not consistently.
You want to go for 2 out of 3? See what happens.
I need you to say it to. What word am I saying?
Thanks.
Don't do it, Brummy. Don't do it. Yo,
say the word again.
You're saying specificity.
I can't hear what. I need Rocky to.
Specificity.
Specificity. This word is
Specificity.
So look, let's not victory dance too soon.
Specificity.
Hippity hoppity, give your response.
Specificity. If I say it 3 times, what, like a too much PR?
Give your response, hippity hoppity, because it looks like
2 out of 3.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So look, hippity hoppity, give him a chance to respond to if he was wrong, if he was right. Still not sure on his position.
Percentage was wrong, and Brummy was wrong as usual.
We're moving on. We're moving on now. Where's the captain? Here I am. All right, so let's go back to something we can debate again.
Is
Rocky, do you still think?
Yeah, but I think it's fair if we hear a hippity hoppity why percent is wrong, why Brummy's wrong. Isn't that fair?
Oh, do we have to go through this?
Look, I've got something for the group, yeah?
Yeah, but you're kind of ganging up. You're kind of ganging up on him, and he's on his own. You've hung him out to dry.
Oh, he's a big boy.
Well, let him respond then. Let him respond. Let him respond then.
No. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I did look for a video today for us all to watch. It's 2 minutes long, and it's very. You just need to watch it with an open mind. I think I've linked it. Yeah, there it is. I just posted it in the chat.
Do you know this guy personally, perhaps? Fucking hell.
Have a look at this video. It's 2 minutes long, guys, and then we can talk about this. Like, you know, what do you think this woman's going through?
What is it? What's that about?
I'll watch it because I like Tommy Hinch.
Thank you.
It's 2 minutes 42, you liar.
Brummy, are you going to conceive, man? Are you going to conceive?
Well, I can see that I have trouble with the word, but I did actually say the word. And I can say it every now and then with specificity.
Because look, you're missing the point why this was brought up in the first place. Denmark was saying that water. Denmark, are you still here? Because this was off the back of your postulation, your question. Is he still here?
I feel bullied. I feel attacked.
Hippity hoppity. It's pretty odd that you're taking a defeat like this.
I never took the defeat. I told them they're both retarded and they're wrong as usual, which they are.
You haven't explained how though. Why?
I said pure H2O, theoretical pure H2O, distilled H2O is not conductive, and it isn't. And even if you want to go with the semantics of auto ionization, which is like, yeah, sure, it has a tiny charge, but I wasn't even talking about that. So he was wrong as usual. He didn't listen and just Googled a few words, which is not surprising to anybody.
Fair enough. So you can have your victory dance now.
There is no victory dance with flat. I mean, just children making childish points.
By the way, Brummy, I think the word you were looking for was relent rather than concede.
Well, Brummy has trouble pronouncing words that kids in middle school do. You have to take it slow for him.
Hey, that's unfair. It was good enough for kindergarten.
It's just a shame you don't have anyone to celebrate with.
Celebrate what? It's common knowledge.
You see that video, guys? It's fucking horrendous, isn't it?
Wow, man, that's terrible.
I know, bro. I know.
Wait, Brummy, are you the one recording that video, Brummy?
Oh, of course, I'm American, and I've been fucking gold rings boxing around.
Is that you, Brummy?
No, it's not me. If you want to go to my channel, you see me boxing and fighting people, and that's not me.